Hello. Hi, guys. I'm a little late. I know. Actually, I'm quite a lot late. I'm like 20 minutes late. Well, my bad. I'm sorry. Hi, Unc. How you doing? Hope you're doing well. Here's Croc. Hi, Croc. How you doing? Hope you're doing well. Okay, I only want you to watch the first game on the video, considering how long the video is. Okay, that's fine. That's fine. Yeah, I was a little late. Reason being, I forgot time, and when I realized it was close to stream, I was still sitting in the kitchen and doing right, barely finished cooking, right, and then I had to do the dishes still. Yeah, I was cooking all day, right. I woke up, I started cooking at around 8, and I finished around 1 p.m. And that's how I got here. That's all. So for that, it's a regular Sunday. I set a the Digimon Time Strangers demo for tomorrow. By the way, tomorrow. Yeah, so there's that. I already played it on a separate account because I need to figure out some things regarding the grinds for the game. So we'll have to figure that out. Anyway, all right, real quick. I have all the videos that I need. I won't do super long today, right? We'll get through the videos and that's it. Right? We'll do that. And that'll be fine, I think, for the most part. Hold up. I need to reload this so the video is actually in my list. It's important. My cat wants attention too. Right? She's a horny little cat. So there's that. So that should be fine. Let me click on that. That doesn't play. Perfect. That's exactly what I need. All right. Great. For water here, so that's neat. Yeah, we should be fine for the most part. Fuck, what the fuck are peeps? A candy. That's what I found out. That's all. That's all I know. They're essentially like little bird chick. Like candy. That's all. That's all I got from this, honestly. Kinda wild that something like this exists. And then the combo he ate him with is still worse than what I've ever seen. So like there's that. Okay, I need to unmute this because this tab is muted. Okay, now it's no longer. And then we'll swap immediately over, right? Yoink. Now we're here. Huh, I forgot to upload a second video. Well, more for the rest, I guess. Fresh must really hate them. I don't think he hates them. He's just like confused why they would be there. Especially his combo. Didn't sound like he hated them. So far I think I've got everything. Perfect. Okay. We could start with this one, right? 3 random horror games by John Wolfe. However, we will only watch the first one, as that is supposed to be a more interesting one. Also, thank you for watching. Please consider liking and subscribing. I appreciate it. And yeah, we'll go in. Today has been incredibly hectic. Today has been a hectic day, but we will look at this, right? We'll see what this first game has to offer. I'm curious, right? Because you never know, right? But we'll see. It says the most trash candy on the planet? Okay, well, then never mind. Huh, sounds personal, honestly. And I have to move myself over. Yoink. Now we're here. Let's see it. And why is it upside down?
Hey guys, it's John, and today we are playing 3 random horror games. Once again, I thought there was going to be a menu, but apparently not. This is a game called The Shrive that I found on itch.io.
Looks like I am here. Now, how do I get in?
First, criticism. The voice acting audio is the volume is incredibly low. So here we have the first frickin' issue. The volume is low as shit.
Okay. Looks like I'm...
Window would do. Lord!
Is Slender Man burglarizing a random house? What's going on? Huh? Got a couple questions. First of all, what was
It's just the bald man.
that voiceover all about? Second, the window's not broken. Third, why are we burglarizing a random house? So this is a game called The Shrive. I don't know, I saw it and I was like, 3 random horror games. Let's just pick this one randomly and see what happens. Let's finish this. Okay. So he says, looks like I'm here.
We are in complete darkness so far, right? We're in complete darkness. So there's that.
This'll do, I think is what he said. I don't know.
James' journal about this case.
Wait,
seems
no,
like
no.
He was killed before he could find out something important. Good. He has collected the evidence and kept it in a box near the set of pot in a hall. How nice.
Near the set of pot in the hall? Next to the illegal marijuana. So in the voiceover, he said this is James's journal, I thought. But it says Arthur's journal in the subtitle. And then there's the icon of the journal without the background taken out. So, okay.
Hold up. So, set James, subtitles Arthur. So what is it? Whose is it? Well, arguably, probably go with what is said. Nah, both are legitimate. Like, which one do you pick? I guess the written one would be more accurate, right? Because you'd actually, I don't know. It's what was it? James Arthur's journal.
Okay, I guess we look for the set of pot in the hall. No idea what this is about so far. It's a spooky atmosphere, though. I guess no one's home, right? Alright. Here's something on the
Eva?
fridge.
Is this the holy fridge? Is this the holy fridge? That's an interesting, that's an interesting random picture, but whatever. Anyway.
Me and Teddy? Oh, nice. She was good at artwork.
Okay. Okay. Chookies with chocolates. Sounds legit. Already there's too many characters. There's Arthur, Ava, and Ava's mother.
This will be the box which James mentioned in his journal.
He says James! Why does it say Arthur? What, this box?
This is empty. Oh no. Well, I guess I have to find all the evidence again.
The recordings are also fucked up because, there's no noise cancelling for breathing against it. There is no noise cancelling for the P sounds, whatever. That's not good.
What evidence? What's the story? Will it be revealed to me eventually? Okay, I don't know what's going on there.
Mother, Eva, and Teddy dead again. Interesting.
Okay, so
Maybe I am schizophrenic. But doesn't the guy sound Indian? Anyway, great microphone quality, 10 out of 10. Volume in the trenches, quality is in the trenches. We have a problem here.
Ted is the teddy bear that's been photoshopped into the pictures. Ava's the daughter, and then Ava's mother. Okay, I think I'm getting that part straight. So this is their house that we're breaking into, clearly. What relation do we have to them, if any? Yeah, hey, you know when you find a picture you really like and you're like, I think I'll have it on.
It's the same picture. 3 times. It's the same no, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times. Unless I'm confused. 5 times the same picture.
On the wall 7 times.
Correction, I didn't see the first 2. 7 times. 7 times the same. Whoever put it up loves that picture.
I have to find the key for it.
Bro, oh my god, 11? You have it 11 times on the wall. Bro, you need to get a pop filter or something. That's crazy. That's crazy voiceover. The door did not open. Why did it make a creaking sound if it didn't open? It doesn't make it again. There it is. There it is. It's open now. Okay, hang on. What's going on here? It said press E to interact. Was there something I missed?
Oh, that will be the way to attic.
I can't make fun of this voiceover with an impersonation without sounding racist, so I'm just gonna refrain from now, but
He's thinking the same thing as I am, okay? It must be a really good picture. It must be a really good picture. 10 out of 10. Competing with the Mona Lisa.
you guys know it's bad, right? What's with these thrones? Oh my god, it's like Song of Ice and Fire in here. They were into some heavy role play. Wasted a bunch of money on that stuff.
Another photo. Mama, Eva, same Teddy. He's in almost every photo of Eva. Seems she liked.
So, listen. Another photo. Mama, Ava, same Teddy. He's in almost every photo of Ava. But here it is Amy. Who made this? What's going on here? Something isn't right.
It's so much.
It says Amy, but he said Ava. Who's Amy? I think the voiceover's canon. It has to be. So Arthur's actually named James.
Note, and it's written by Eva's mother. Wait, what? Her mother knew that? That Eva was in trouble? Why somebody wants to harm such a sweet girl?
Wait, what's the note say? I can't read that. What does it say? Show me the note.
Got a
Press-
key.
What? Cool.
The key is in the pot. Literally. That's crazy. That is crazy. What, mate? Is that really a good place to hide a key? Right? If there's anything valuable in here, it would probably be that. Did someone make this and have her boyfriend do the voiceover? I didn't do any voiceovers.
All right. That opens up. Wait, where'd the key go? Is the key still in our inventory? Maybe we should go use it. Or maybe I should go into the bathroom? I don't know. I like how these toiletries are in smog. You can't see what they are. I think there's shampoo in there, though. There's nothing else in the bathroom, by the way. That was it. We'll be inside that locked room. Is it this? Oh, it still says locked, but we opened it anyway. So this is Ava's room, I guess? Oh, my. Wait, does that say... It says, help me. You can barely see it. There, you can see, because it's in like white text. Help you? I think it's a little late for that, Teddy. Lots of plants in this house. I really doubt that they're watering all of them. Once again, it didn't open. All right, I guess we'll just go through the door with the trail of blood leading up to it. Oh no, follow the blood. Maybe there's some extra... No?
Oh, we got blot and the white screen randomly. Right? And then, freaky toys, stuffed toys, right? That as well.
What's going on? It's an illustrated cutscene, just like the introduction.
Jesus! No one deserves this! A child!
What about a child? What is it? He acts like he just found a child's dead body.
I think he did. Right? I think he did. I think he did. Follow the blood. Yeah, what else would you do? But yeah, I think he did actually. I think he did find the right, probably Ava's body, I'm assuming, right? And then also, right, I'll give him that. The illustrations are somewhat nice. I'll give him that, right? They're really simplistic, so nothing crazy, but like, right? They're like fine, right? They're decent. I like the illustrations.
Or something, but there's nothing in there. No one deserves this. A child! There's nobody there, dude.
I need Teddy for performing exorcism. I saw one hanging on the wall.
What? Exorcism? What's happening?
Teddy collected. Now
What are we exercising? You're not explaining anything.
The teddy. The teddy, but that was random. Not bad.
Excuse you. That was overkill. Okay, so
What's happening? What was that? Oh God.
having some late reactions there, buddy.
Jesus.
He's having a lot of late reactions. So what? So the kid's a ghost now and it's angry?
Oh,
Oh,
God.
no. Okay, whatever, dude. My eardrums. Can we leave? There's an invisible wall here. Why is there an invisible wall?
Still better than what was it, Verge? The Lost Chapters and My Bones. Still better. Still better. Arguably still better.
Okay, wait. Was it where I think it was where the ghost was. No, it's still here. Right where the ghost was. You can't walk over that. Wait. Ah! He's just saying it again for no reason. This game is ridiculous, man. I have no idea what's going on. He said it again. What happened?
Oh God.
What? I don't see anything. Oh, the clock fell.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Ah.
He's having such realistic reactions to these. What? What was that? This will be the way to attic?
Everything seems to have started in here.
This is the top of his bald head. Everything seems to have started in here. We have found literally nothing that would give us a clue that something happened in the attic. What are you talking about? Oh no. Upended furniture. You know what that means. A struggle took place.
The demonic presence seems to have rooted from this exact spot.
How are you determining this? Who are you?
Also, I'm assuming you wouldn't really perform exorcism by drawing a pentagram. Wouldn't you just make it worse? Anyway.
Eva! Eva Adams! Show yourself!
What?
The power of Christ compels you!
What's going on? He doesn't have legs! Are you gonna explain that?
Oh, what's that? Oh my Jesus, it's coming to us.
No. Isn't this just the exact same monster from the game with the whiny one? No way, that's just the exact same monster, is it not? It looks the same. Turn on the lights. It should stop because it's whiny.
Towards me.
Oh, that's the monster from the basement horror!
Well, then get it. Turn off the light.
Said the monster.
You're making me feel very uncomfortable.
What?
And don't.
It was also in the wreck! Oh. Okay,
Jesus.
alright, yes, we get it. You're surprised. Okay, I
Oh,
guess we
God.
run away from these things. There's a lot of furniture in this attic, dude. There's a lot. You got a huge attic.
This devil's trap is full.
Look at the subtitle. Game over.
What's that? Oh my
Okay.
That's crazy. This game is ridiculous, bro. Well, that was his fault, right? Technically, right? He was standing, right? You're supposed to walk past it.
Jesus, it's
All right.
coming towards me.
Alright, we gotta go. Did you see the subtitle though?
Jesus.
It was the letter
Oh, God.
U for YOU in the subtitle.
Oh God.
Ow, what happened? I got like impaled by the chair. And then, he was just like, oh God. And
Oh,
then-
what's that?
Bro was crushed. That's that simple. run past the pentagram. Essentially, is what he should have done, but he didn't. He stopped.
The screen just turned blue.
Towards me.
There's so many things happening that I want to comment on. I'm just having trouble processing them all.
Oh God. Jesus.
All right, was it this one that came out?
God.
Yeah. Okay. He said almost there.
Almost there.
Okay. Close the door, I guess. This devil trap is for you. What are you talking about? What's going on? The teddy bear.
We cast you out! Every unclean spirit! Every satanic power! Every onslaught of infernal adversary! Every legion! Every diabolical group! And sect! In the name and by the power of our Lord! Jesus Christ! We command you! Be gone! And fly far from the charge of the
Wow,
God.
he just keeps.
That is just crazy voiceover. That is just a crazy voiceover. I'll be real. That is insane. Hey, I'll give him that. I'll give him, right, the guy creating this. I'll give him like the energy, right? The vibe, right? I'll give him that, right? I'll give him that, right? I'll give him that. Makes sense, right? Like, I'll give him that. Like, the energy is there.
Keeps going, doesn't he?
From the souls made by God in His image.
This is a really long casting time.
Hey, O Lord, grant us thy powerful protection.
Wow, if this was to do it, I don't know what will.
Safe and sound. Besek.
This is a long one.
Jesus
Long
Christ,
exorcism.
our Lord,
It's gotta work.
Lord, Amen.
Target demon souls and keep pressing left mouse button for performing on-spot exorcism. Keep pressing left mouse button. Okay, so, wow. Hang on, okay, one click. That's what it does. If I hold it down, that's what it does. If I press it rapidly, it does that. I don't know, man. Okay. So I guess we don't have to worry about the thing crawling on the ceiling anymore.
Vicky.
Wait, what? Need a key. He said it really quick. What? I just found it. It was okay. Locked. Need a key.
Jesus.
Okay. First of all, what a troubling sight. But what is that friggin' Siamese twin thing on the back? What? Get it. Get it. Is this the... Bam! Keep pressing left.
It doesn't work. How did they not notice the echo? I think that was on purpose.
Mouse button to perform on-spot exorcism. Is it doing it? Did I do it? I think I got it.
Eva's mother. God. What's that?
What's what? Are you
She's smiling while hanging around. She's just smiling while hanging around.
talking about the thing that I just exercised? What?
There is a window in my last room.
There's a window, what? I couldn't hear you because you were talking right into the microphone.
Don't you think it was more so the constant and consistent coughing? She's hanging around. She's just hanging around.
So you have finally shown yourself, huh? Who are you?
Might ask you the same thing. I am completely lost to the story. Like, Lord Voldemort comes to a house to do an exorcism. That's all I got. Who's Arthur? Why was finding his journal relevant? Is it, what's it doing? Okay, so I looked it up, and that's how the game ends. That wasn't a crap.
Bruh. Can you talk to the microphone?
You mean like this? I absolutely can.
Well, yeah, that was, interesting. That was interesting.
Crash. That's just how it ends. So we're moving on to our second game.
Yeah, well, that was all I was supposed to look at. So, yeah, so to summarize whatever is going on here. A random dude with no explanation runs into a house, performs an exorcism twice, building starts burning, he jumps out. That's all we got. We got an author that's not explained. We do have the mother and Ava. That's it, and that's all. That's all what we got. That's all what there is. That's crazy. That was interesting. Oh god. Yeah, and the voice acting and the bad sound quality and whatever. Hi Zoom, how you doing? Hope you're doing well, and thank you. Appreciate it. Thank you. Well, that was fun. That was a fun little thing here. God, the other 3 random horror videos. Not bad at all. Hold up. Chat, learn cooking. Learn how to cook. For your person. Moving on. Yoink. I'm over here now again. Sorry for being late here now and ready for funnies. Hi Judah, how you doing? Are we doing well? Hello. Well, we got the first. Well, you don't need to apologize for being late. I was late myself today, right? I spent like an eternity in the kitchen, from like 8 in the morning to like. Let me see, Fiona. From like an hour ago, like 2 hours ago almost. No, correction, about an hour ago. So yeah, they are remastering School Days and got mint. They got mint in there. That's crazy. Hi Shadow Clips, how you doing? Are you doing well? Hello. That's just crazy. For real? That's wonderful. Let's watch this one. Right, I have it on the thumbnail, so might as well. Also, maybe make fun of KSI of his 4 before and after head, right? I see no issue. Right? Let's do that. Maybe I'll be called racist. We're making fun of a black man. Anyway, we're gonna look at this. Deiji was right about KSI, Kowski. We have reacted to a few videos of Kowski before, so what was Deiji right about? Because well, I don't really like KSI that much, but we'll go in. Also, please consider liking and subscribing. I appreciate it. Thank you so much. Yeah, we'll go in. I have no idea what this is going to be about. We'll listen.
But your ego's pissing me off. You think you're the shit. You think you're so high and mighty. You're literally comparing yourself to a god.
In 2018,
when did that happen? What the? Well, I think Deiji was always the more likable one of the two, but like, what?
on Christmas Day, Deji sent out a tweet about his older brother. He called KSI a bully, he said KSI plays the victim card, that he manipulates his fans into hating people, and he's the kind of guy who thinks he's always right. At the time, the entire internet laughed at Deji. He was the bitter little brother, the guy who couldn't get anywhere near KSI's level and was just looking for relevance. But 8 years later, you read that tweet back and it doesn't read like a tantrum. It's like Deji could predict the future, because everything KSI is doing right now, the whole Sidemen exit, the Daily Mirror PR hit piece on his friends of 12 years, and the embarrassing interviews where he thinks he can get close to Mr. Beast and iShow Speed.
I need to try and get more views than Speed. Who's next? Yeah. Until I get to Jimmy.
Is every single thing Deji has been trying to warn us about KSI for over a decade. So in this video, we're going to go through every single major Deji v KSI moment over the years, every quote, every tweet, and prove what what's now becoming undeniable. Deji was right about KSI, and nobody listened. So before we get into it, both Olatunji brothers started YouTube in 2011. KSI co-founded a Sidemen in 2013 without Deji. Already, day one, Deji is on the outside. In 2015, Tubular Labs ranked them both 1 and 2 most influential UK YouTubers, JJ first, Deji second. The pecking order between them was publicly cemented from the very beginning. Deji has never really been his own man in the audience's eyes. He's always been the brother. And this dynamic, being the perpetual second place in his own family, sets up basically everything that's about to happen. So let's fast forward to late 2018. The brothers have been through a very rough year. Deji had leaked KSI's bank account on a diss track.
The one thing you ain't been spreading is that JJ paid for your wedding.
I'm happy, like, I got my wife.
Their parents were
Okay, that's a bit great. Hot take, I don't think that such private information should be posted on the internet. I think that's a bit insane. Hot take. Like, yeah, the dude's... Well, why would somebody else pay for your wedding, though? Weird.
publicly involved, and things were on the edge.
But the one thing you ain't been spreading is that JJ paid for your wedding.
Whoa, wait, that's out of order. Nah. Don't get me involved with fam. I'm just watching. That's on my parents, man. Mom, dad, I'm disappointed. I'm actually disappointed that you actually let him into my accounts and post it publicly. Like, what the That's actually, you dare put my information out on blast like that. Don't do that. I keep that private. Mom, dad, I'm disappointed in you. Alright, well, that's put me in a bad mood. Fuck, this banged as well.
How dare you speak on my wedding when you getting bitches pregnant and then you end it.
Alright, see, now just from that line alone, I already know that this whole track is now gonna just be on lies. I have never, ever gotten a girl pregnant. Ever. I have never gotten a girl pregnant. And a lot of people who have had sex with me would know why I've never gotten a girl pregnant. The only person who's ever gotten a girl pregnant is my...
People. Why did you... You didn't specify women! What do you mean, people? I know what you are, I know what you are, I just can't prove it. Why do you specify people? Anyway, I'm just kidding, obviously.
My brother, alright? My brother has got someone pregnant. And I imagine it was probably JJ who gave you some information, because that's what JJ's probably done.
That's where things just completely kicked off. This morning, Deji tweeted out that KSI blocked him on Twitter and Instagram with the quotations, "Family always has your back." Now, there was radio silence from KSI for about an hour, but KSI tweeted this: "Get rid of negative, troublesome, delusional people, even if they're family. None of you understand what's going on with me or my family. I keep things personal for a reason. Never speaking about this again."
And then Christmas Day happens. It all explodes on Twitter. KSI tweets that Deji has kicked him out of the family house on Christmas morning. Kicked out of the house, bro says he owns the house, said he'd call the police if I stay, my parents just look by and allow it lol, after all the years of helping this boy. Just sad. I mean, it's classic KSI energy, right? I held him for years, now look at how he treats me, painting himself as the wronged one before anyone else has even heard Deji's side. And then Deji responded, and this quote, we're going to be coming back to it a lot, pretty much every single segment of this video, because everything that's about to happen for the next 8 years is sitting in this one Christmas Day tweet. You always play the victim card and just manipulate your fans to hate me. You're nothing but a bully who thinks he's always right. Merry Christmas. Now let's read that again. Plays the victim card, manipulates your fans, a bully who thinks he's always right. This is Deji in 2018, literally right.
There's gotta be more to it, right? We cannot just base, right, what is going on between these two simply on hearsay or he said she said, right? He said she said is just kinda... Nah, we cannot work with that. And in this case, right, is a he said this, he said that, but where's the proof? Where is the proof that he is a bully? Where is the proof that he just plays the victim? Like, give me some receipts.
Citing the review of KSI's 2026 behavior, the Daily Mirror PR piece, the patronizing Instagram posts, all the interviews, clowning Deji in front of the whole internet, calling him Snorlax. So yeah, just remember that.
Well, that is not really accurate. Because Deji does look fat. And he does look like he sleeps a lot. But maybe I'm just wrong.
Tweet because it's going to be very important for this entire video. So a few months later in the May of 2019, Deji uploads a 45-minute YouTube video titled Simply Bye.
I don't encourage anyone to ever have thoughts like this. I don't want anyone ever having thoughts like this. Because everybody has a purpose. It's just at that time, those are the thoughts I had. So I started to lose a lot of subs, like a lot of subs, and no one came to my aid. Because if I'm honest, I've always been alone in this YouTube scene. I've always been a lone wolf.
But is that really surprising? We see it so much with drama, right? None, right? You see this like, oh, I have friends, right? These people are my friends. And then when you're in hot water, justified or unjustified, right? You'd expect your friends to stand up for you. But we never actually see that happening, which is why I'm saying most of these people that like online personalities that say like, oh, like, right, that they have that they are friends with certain people, and it's like, are you sure you are? Because to me, it looks like you just dick ride of each other to make money from both audiences. And then when trouble arises, they're all gone. And for the most part, it does seem to look like, right? It does look like that's the case, right? Most of these people aren't friends. They're just up and like, it's just mostly business. It's just business.
The only people I've ever really done videos with are in my family, my brother and my parents. Those are the people who I've always done videos with. My brother is making fun of the whole situation in his videos. This further caused me to get hate, and I asked my brother if he could stop trash talking me in videos, where his only response was for me to delete the diss track. But going back to my brother's texts, at the end of the day, it's just a diss track, and it's helping his channel. It's exactly what it was doing. It was helping his channel. My brother laughed at the situation and reacted to the diss track, reacted to my videos on him, and was just making fun of the situation. I privated the diss track. The diss track had been made.
That's not what it looked like earlier. It looked like he was genuinely upset that his bank information is just straight up in there. But what do I know, right? What do I know? Anyway, hi guys, I'm very tired because of how much partying I did last night. Sorry. Why are you apologizing to me? I got no business here with this. You can do what you want. But hi Toasty, how you doing? Everything well? Hello.
Private. And I then told my brother to stop trash talking me in videos, which he did not stop.
At the time, fans treated it as a tantrum, a big meltdown from the little brother. Even KSI mocked it for being too long and putting ads on it, which is, by the way, very rich coming from a man who now sells Lunchly and Prime. Talk about milking something for money, right? But looking back, this buy video doesn't really look like a tantrum at all. It reads out like a man laying out a receipt on his brother. And most importantly, it shows us what was really going on behind the scenes. Let me read you guys these quotes from the buy video. So first, I've supported him when he had sexual claims regarding his video, all those videos he used to do. I've supported him in everything. Even when he took a long break on YouTube, I still supported him. Which is simply Deji saying, I had your back through the worst moments of your career and you've never had mine. And then around the same time, Deji also went to the Hollywood fix paparazzi, taking this off YouTube entirely and into the mainstream press, and said, there's a lot of stuff my brother's done that I can't forgive.
And there's a lot of stuff that my brother's done which I can't forgive.
So it seems like this wasn't even just a YouTube spat anymore. This was a serious issue that was leaking into the mainstream. And KSI responded, a 1 hour and 20-minute video titled Ending It All.
That sounds crazy. But second, like that sounds crazy. Hot take. This is family drama, right? This is no longer online drama. This is family drama, right? This is something that it should stick between like family. This has no business being online, right? This has no business being online. I think both of these dudes are incredibly immature in that regard.
Where he called Deji's video an overrated hoax and accusing him of, and I quote, manipulating his audience. The exact same accusation Deji had just thrown at him. Now, at the time, both brothers got hit with a lot of hate and a lot of lost followers, but in the end, the internet sided with KSI. He was way more popular, everyone liked him in general, and he was part of the Sidemen. He was one of the biggest YouTubers in the world. Then, in the June of 2019, that same year, the Impulsive podcast happened, which is an interview that is very important to this day. Deji goes on Logan Paul's Impulsive podcast, hosted by the man KSI was at the time, publicly calling his mortal enemy. KSI was furious, he tweeted at Deji, calling him a snake, told him to never set foot on Logan was going on. But on that podcast, Deji laid out his entire character assessment of his brother. And there is 3 specific things he said that are genuinely jaw-dropping to read back on in 2026. Firstly, the God complex. To a god. He said, I'm a god. I actually think he thinks he's a god. So now let's fast forward to the current time.
There's no way that KSI genuinely says or means in any way, shape, or form that he's something akin to a god. Okay, there's no way, right? He did this for videos like Charlie the Unicorn, not family drama. Yep. Indeed, but the problem is, right, we have this all the time, right? We have this, but we also have, like, people divorcing each other, like, on the internet. We have people cheating on each other and posting it on the internet, right? I feel like all of these things should be kept private. This has no business being online. Like, nothing at all, right? It just doesn't. Like, it's crazy, right? I think it's stupid. Not only that, right? You're essentially opening yourself up to harassment. Anyway, KSI sucks, bro. Is a king of immaturity. He is.
2025, let me play you guys this clip of KSI comparing himself to Beyonce and Harry Styles and saying every group has a superstar, and in the Sidemen, he's that. And the rest of the guys such as Mini Minter, Harry, Toby, Bazinga, well, they're just the side characters. KSI is the main star. He's the god.
Most groups or all groups, there's always like a Harry Styles, or, you know, in One Direction, or a Beyonce in Destiny's Child. You could argue that I am that of the Sidemen.
Visually outside.
So he's the main character, and everyone else is literally the Sidemen. He's the main man in the Sidemen, and everyone else is the Sidemen. Yeah, I'd be a bit pissed. I'd be a bit pissed if you, I mean, like, right? I guess he could back it up by like, I guess numbers maybe. I don't know how well the others are doing. I guess fine, but like, we live in polite society. They're just things you're not meant to say.
Looking in, when you think about the Sidemen, it will always be KSI.
But that's just because, you know, I've done more things.
And he even said, which I'm presuming a lot of you guys have seen this clip, he wants to be bigger than Mr. Beast and iShowSpeed, as if that is ever going to happen. He's genuinely delusional, and it seems like Deji was right all along.
Keep it up, and then it's like, all right, cool. I'm looking at Speed now. I need to try and get more views than Speed. Yeah. And I need to get more.
You're on smoke.
Yeah. And then
I don't think really that's a problem, is it? I feel like that's fine, right? Like, I feel like your hot take, if you want to be successful, you have to have a good bit of delusion, straight up, right? I do think that that's a necessity, right? You have to be a bit delusional and believe that you can actually do it. Even if you don't, you could still, right, achieve great things. But like, I don't really think that's really something you need to call out, question mark? I guess like that's fine. If he's like snarky about it, then that's right, and is like how do you say this? Like has an insane ego about it. Okay, sure, that's something you could definitely criticize, but like him working towards like being bigger than the two, like okay, well, I mean, it's unlikely it's gonna happen, but like he can still do it. It's not really a big deal.
after Speed, Alright, who's next? Yeah. Until I get to Jimmy.
Deji literally called the God Complex 7 years before it became, my brother, that's never been the case, my brother puts friends first. This was one of Deji's main observations. The love was never reciprocal. KSI's support was performative. He somehow always managed to find an angle to position himself as a thoughtful one, whilst making everyone around him feel like an afterthought. Which kinda sounds similar, because now, in the May of 2026, KSI did the most public, blind-siding exit imaginable to his second family of 13 years. The Sidemen statement literally says they didn't know the timing of the announcement. It's the exact same thing Deji said in 2019. And the third thing Deji said, and this is the one that is genuinely the most funniest of the entire video, KSI literally texted Deji to never go on the podcast because Logan was the enemy. As if this is some anime lore. Like, calm down guys, you guys are YouTubers that are boxing. But that's not even the funny part. It's the hypocrisy. Because let's skip forward, KSI co-founds Prime Hydration with Logan Paul. 2 years later, KSI co-founds Lunchly with...
So here is what I've heard from Tectone, right? I know Tectone is not the most reliable source, right? But he has had oopsies, a lot of them. So here's the thing, right? Here's the thing, okay? Okay. Just summarize, okay? Just to simplify this. From what it looks like, what Tectone said is basically a lot of this beef, beef between like big creators, big streamers, so far, so on, is essentially pre-planned. Like, it's literally planned. It's literally intended to happen. They do this on purpose, right? So they can farm it. As far as, I don't know how reliable it is. I don't know if there's any direct proof. I'm just going by what the bald man has said.
Logan Paul and Mr. Beast, the kids' meal trio of the year, selling
I like my cheese moldy, bruh.
moldy cheese. And then in 2024, KSI goes on impulsive himself. So the man who told his own brother, never go on Logan Paul's podcast, he's the enemy, eventually built a multi-million-dollar drinks company with Logan.
By the way, I've seen it occasionally, and now I don't see it anymore. In other words, I feel like this failed. This whole brand. Just put Prime into the same category as Pokemon's cookies. If you're a broke boy, just say so.
Launched a kids food brand with him, and then sat down on the very podcast he banned his brother from. So it seems like KSI's values instantly disappear the second a good business deal appears. Which again shows us KSI is willing to do anything as long as there's money, clout on the line. And let's go back to the Christmas Day tweet, a bully who thinks he's always right. Whatever rule benefits KSI in a moment is the rule he plays by. Logan was the enemy when it suited him in 2019, but a couple years down the line, Logan was a business partner when it suited him. Same energy, different year. But then in 2021, they actually kind of became friends again. In June, Deji uploads a video called Reunion with My Brother. They sit down, talk it out, and publicly squash the beef. For the next 5 years, things between them look genuinely peaceful. They make cute videos together, they appear on the Sidemen Plus, and they show up to each other's fights. But the thing is, even during the peaceful era, the exact same pattern Deji warned us about in 2019 keeps on showing up. Just dressed up nicer. Now I don't know how serious you want to take this, but in 2023 on a Side Plus episode, KSI offers Deji a £1 million bet if Deji can get a six-pack by July 1st, 2024. If Deji doesn't make it, he has to wear a mankini.
I will give you 1 million.
Shut up, man! Don't do this.
£1 million to have abs by the end of next year.
Can I get it as well then, please?
By the end of next year?
Can I have it?
Well, you're basically there anyway.
Yeah, I am, but can I have £1 million, please?
What?
But if you're just dishing out £1 million for a couple of abs, then fuck me.
I'm also his brother.
The bet is 8 abs.
No,
Yeah,
we'll
well,
give it,
are
no,
we
6.
talking
We'll
like
give it
6?
I have to be able to see it.
Yeah, fine.
And like, you can post it online.
Abs. Getting abs is not really that hard. I tried Prime for the meat and it tasted like what a spoiled milk looks like. Ugh. I heard it tastes a little bit like dishwasher, washing machine, that type of thing, whatever. At least some of the variations, I guess. Getting abs is really not a challenge now, is it? Right? Right. I'm assuming, right? Just drop a little bit of body fat, do a little bit of workout. It really ain't that hard.
And everyone's like, yes, he has
But
that.
Deji, it can't be like in the right light. You know,
Which on the surface may look like fun, brotherly banter. Generous older brother gives little bro chance to win a life-changing amount of money. I mean, they're both very well off, but you get the point. Now fast forward to the 1st of July, Deji posts his 10-week body transformation, and he showed us his abs. And then on that same night on stream, KSI announces he's refusing to pay, and his reasoning was that Deji's abs aren't chiseled enough, even though the public vote on his own stream favored paying Deji. Now Deji's response to this was posting a picture of his transformation with the caption, "Though I didn't win the bet, I'm proud of what I've accomplished in just a month and a half." Now again, I don't think Deji needs the money. I mean, I think anyone can take $1 million unless you're Elon Musk, but he took the L gracefully, no drama, no big call out video or a meltdown. He just took it and moved on. Now I don't know if I'm being a little bit over the top here, but again, let's call back to that Christmas Day tweet in 2018. You're a bully who thinks he's always right. A bully and the rule rewriter. The bet that worked when KSI made it, the bet that didn't count.
So, KSI says it, KSI doesn't fulfill the bet. Because not chiseled enough. I think that's pretty good. I think that's a major progress, especially with how essentially you could argue overweight, right? Deji does look overweight in this, right? And if not, he really has a high body fat percentage anyway, but this is a lot of work, right? You could have given him the $1 million, but I guess like that would have just like, you didn't want to do that. Just like take a quick pop of steroids and he needs not. You still need to work. Fun fact, you still need to work out. I could munch on steroids, right, daily. And without working out, I would gain literally nothing. You still have to work out to help the muscles out react. Of course, you will build a little bit, right? A little bit. It can help a little bit basic for your basic physique, but like it won't fix a fat belly like this one.
When Deji actually won it. So now in 2026, I want to talk about kind of who KSI has become and how Deji actually predicted it. So I'm presuming you guys have all seen the clips of KSI saying he's getting more views than the Sidemen, he wants to surpass the Sidemen, he wants to surpass IShowSpeed, Mr. Beast, and that he's the superstar of the Sidemen, he's the Beyonce, he's the Harry Styles, the rest are just sidekicks. Which firstly doesn't even add up with what he said, because when he announced that he's leaving the Sidemen, his reasons were burnout, family time, mental health, work-life balance. Yet in podcasts just a couple of months before, he was talking about how he's about to surpass them all. Anyways, I want to bring back this quote to what KSI himself said to Deji in 2019. Subscribers.
Bro is a Super Saiyan. He's going to go even further beyond. I don't know, it sounds a bit arrogant. Not gonna, it does sound a little bit arrogant.
Don't affect your livelihood, Deji, they affect your ego.
Subscribers don't affect your livelihood, Dej. It affects your ego. Hey, how can I blame you for caring about numbers when I used to do the exact same thing? I used to be obsessed with how many subscribers I had, how many followers I had on Instagram, how many views I got on my videos, etc. I was always focused on finding ways to increase my numbers to the point where I was doing videos that I just wasn't passionate about. But I did it because I knew it would get me the views. I wasn't making videos for me anymore, and that's why I left in 2017. Yeah, I just wasn't happy at all.
So KSI lectured his own brother for caring about subscriber counts, said it was an ego problem, said the people who chase numbers are insecure. Now 7 years later.
You mean the same man that's doing the exact same thing? Right? And has been doing the exact same thing for all of his career, essentially? Crazy. It's like, buddy, didn't you hear that the call is coming from inside the house? Because I only supported by children until 13-year-old. I think the majority of his audience are below the age of 18. Either they're early teens, somewhere between early teens and late teens, somewhere there.
Later, KSI is sitting in an interview reciting Mr. Beast's monthly views like he's a stock trader. The exact behavior he mocked Deji for has become his entire personality. And another thing Deji said in 2019, he sees everything as
Was that just Haaland? Am I stupid?
Competition between us, whereas I don't have competition with family.
Like, he sees everything as a competition between us, whereas I don't. I don't have competition with family. but it seems like he does. I mean, YouTube is a huge platform, yet he wants to overtake my channel, which will result in me losing subscribers for his gain.
And in 2026, KSI is in a literal ranked lobby with the closest thing to family he had outside his actual family, the Sidemen, just like Deji said it would be. And on the same day KSI left the Sidemen, Deji was on stream with Jinxie and Stable Ronaldo and asked him about it. He confirmed it was real and said that JJ just wants to focus on himself.
Did KSI leave Sidemen?
Yeah.
It's not fake?
No, it's not fake. It's like genuinely real.
I'm gonna put it on my life.
On my life, wallahi, yes. JJ left. Yeah, JJ just wants to kind of focus more on himself. Yeah, and he also wants more free time. And he feels like leaving the Sidemen, he can get that.
And I think right there, that's the whole video, guys. This is the whole story. That's a man who's known KSI for 29 years, giving you the—
I mean, yeah, sure. Sure. Yeah, never really cared for KSI, Logan Paul. Me neither. They went past me, for one. I was mostly watching like German creators, so like I didn't care. But we have a fair share of drama as well, right? We have also crazy shit. We have one of the biggest female creators in Germany getting cancelled. Then later it coming out that she actually did nothing wrong and that friends lied about her to cut her out. And she even essentially her boyfriend dipped into one of the chicks that was the one responsible for canceling her. And meanwhile, that same chick said she's asexual, but then she likes D, which is very interesting. Especially for the garden. That was not a garden, that was a forest, my friend. Well, there's also CryptoZoo, right? There's also CryptoZoo. That's another one. There's probably some other things as well. Well, Lunchly, you can put that one in there as well.
The most accurate one-line character assessments you'll ever hear. He just wants to focus on himself, and he always has. Now here's another thing KSI said to Deji back in 2019 during their beef. KSI publicly snapped at his brother, "Dej, you know perfectly that you making this video would get me hate, otherwise you would have approached me privately." KSI accused his own brother of bringing a private matter public to deliberately damage him. Said Deji should have approached him privately. Now skip to 2026, the Sidemen's own statement. Unfortunately, JJ released the news before we had agreed on a mutual way of letting our audience know that's the same man who told his own brother, "You should have approached me privately." Well, he just did the most public blindsiding exit imaginable to the 6 people he's called brothers for 13 years to make Mr. Beast slop content. And again, it just brings me back to a bully who thinks he's always in the right. The thing—
no way this man swapped to Mr. Beast slop content. Ain't no fucking way. So, he doesn't even do anything original, he just copies. That's sad.
That Deji said on Christmas Day in 2018. Whatever rules apply to other people don't apply to KSI. Whatever standards he holds others to, he ignores for himself. And what Deji was going through in 2018, the Sidemen are now living in it in 2026. Now on stream, Deji would also address is he joining the Sidemen and gave a pretty jokey response.
Yo, so the people want to know, bro.
Yes.
You joining the Sidemen?
Am I joining the Sidemen? Alright, so I can't lie, we're in talks right now.
No.
We're in deadass, we're in talks. We're in talks.
Say you swear to God.
Like me and the Sidemen, we sat down at the round table and we we got all our armor out and everything. We're just like there being like,
Contracts being signed?
Like, so there was papers and everything. And then, and Josh was like, Deji, good sir. We would like you to join the Men of Side. I was then like, ooh.
Oh my God, you have a ritual. It's a ritual.
No, close. So when I do join, they get a knife.
I mean, hot take. At that point, aren't you just a replacement KSI? And that's all? Kind of, right? Aren't you just that at that point, right? They lost the man, so they get the little brother. I don't know. Hi, Lumpy. How you doing? Hope you're doing well. Hello. Finally finished on the furry commission. What did I miss? Well, you and your furries, but I heard they pay well, so there's that.
And they like do the knife thing.
Oh, because you're Londonese.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because it can't be a sword, it has to be a knife, like, like Mandem and that.
Ah.
So apparently, this brother, Deji, is now in talks to replace him in the group he just abandoned, but obviously I doubt is actually going to happen. And one last thing before I end off the video, I gotta talk about the 2026 Daily Mirror PR piece, because it's a literal masterclass in playing the victim. In the article it said the sidemen lied, they iced him out, they bullied him with banter, they even celebrated him losing to Tommy Fury. Every paragraph in that article is that KSI is the wounded person.
I've got all the details of what really happened when KSI left the Sidemen, and it's fair to say it's all kicking off. Now, I've spoken to KSI's friends and they are furious at the way things have been dealt with. Now, things got so bad over the last month that KSI even ended up staying in a different hotel from the boys because of all the aggro behind the scenes. And the friend also says he did want a proper farewell after
another he said she said case. Where's the thing this, right? The thing is their audience is incredibly young, right? Their audience is incredibly young. So they don't really care about right? They will just pick the one they like more. Most people that are older aren't that stupid. So if you say this, you have some proof, right? You have some proof. Funny thing is my client happens to be in the army. For army. Diabolical.
More than a decade with the group, but instead claims he was frozen out. Now, he told them in April he was leaving and things got so ugly, with some of the sidemen firing off a load of very, very heated messages left, right and centre. And the friend also claims he was often made to feel guilty for putting his own life first after years of balancing the sidemen with his music and TV jobs. I'm also told that KSI was genuinely hurt when the sidemen put a loser sign above his head after his defeat to Tommy Fury in a video. The friends said they often overstepped the mark. And there's one last flashpoint too, because when KSI announced he was leaving, the sidemen said the news came as a surprise, but friends of KSI claimed he'd informed the group weeks earlier and believed that statement contributed to a massive wave.
Proof? All of this proof. Okay, in the video, right? That's video footage. Okay, so whatever. Right, that one counts, I guess. But the rest, proof. Proof. Evidence. Proof. Right? Claims and proof are not the same. By the way, what's wrong with Deji? And I forgot who that guy's name is. KSI. Right, so Deji and KSI.
Of online abuse at him. Now, the sidemen later clarified they knew KSI was leaving, but were surprised by the timing of the announcement. Now, whatever happened, it's clear this split was a lot messier behind the scenes than fans first realised.
Even though KSI for years bullied Bazinga for being fat, made fun of Joella for having depression, and publicly humiliated Deji at every single moment he could.
If your stamina is worse than Snorlax, all you need to do is survive, 2 rounds? And then we all know that you're gonna just do the knee for Black Lives Matter and then give up. Fam, you put black people back 100 years with that lot.
And honestly, you gotta just feel for Deji. In 2019, the entire YouTube community sided with Deji. Keemstar said it, every fan said it. Deji was the bitter younger brother, the villain, the petty one. And look, some of it sure might have been true. Deji definitely wasn't squeaky clean, but the core thing he said about the character of his brother, every single accusation has aged perfectly. KSI will play the victim, he will manipulate his audience, he is the bully, he always thinks he's right, he puts his friends, business deals, leaderboard.
I mean, I particularly don't like either of them, right? I don't watch them, right? I feel like a lot of this is also just fake beef, right? They're not really, right? I don't think these people are sincere. Well, but Deji is right with the way, right, his brother is, right? And his personality and stuff. I guess that is right. I guess that it is right, but I don't know, man. This should just be this should just stay private.
And view counts over family, and will rewrite history whenever it's profitable, and he cannot resist humiliating the people he claims to love. So to end off, Deji wasn't bitter, he was just right all along. So let me know guys' thoughts in the comments. Do you think Deji was right, or was it just a big coincidence?
I feel like both can be true, right? I feel like both can be true, right? Someone can be bitter, but still right about the things he says. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like this is a lot of he said, she said kind of thing, and I feel like the proof is incredibly lacking, right? We got no screenshots, right? We just got claims, but claims aren't particularly truth, right? They just aren't. Anyway, that's really all there is to this whole situation. They both suck, but KSI just sucks more. But we're done with this one. We are done with this one. I get it, Intel. I just don't want to update those. Anyways, we got an Iron Mouse situation as well going on, so might as well get through that as well. Might as well look at this one as well. Apparently, there's more Maximilian Dude stuff as well, but I haven't seen it yet. Because this man was caught in 4K defending Sony for the decision on, you know... Did Hirohei make actually a video about this? Dude, I hate Texas heat. Bro's getting cooked. Did Hirohei actually make anything on Maximilian, or is that all? Did he only do that one? Because I'm curious, right? No, he didn't. He didn't make another video. Satch. Right, he only made that one video. Because this dude legit, right? This guy legit is defending Sony for this. So this man, right, Maximilian, is literally pulling the... this man is at fault because he doesn't have the same political views, right? He's essentially saying Trump is at fault for Sony's decision to nuke physical releases. Isn't that crazy? It's not like Sony hasn't built up to this for years. Anyway. But here we are. Sunburns are annoying. I haven't got one this year. It's been fine. I live. The duck has been living. Or has been among the living. Anyway. I wish it just got cold just one day. Romans. Okay, you just... You mean an idea for no reason? Interesting. But yeah. It's going to be very interesting how we're going to go with that. Because, right, Xbox is planning on physical to digital conversion, right? So we have that. Which, by the way, is insane. Because it means your disc is going to be useless, by the way. Which is criminal, by the way. Just saying that. And, well, the only one that we'll probably have to bet on for physical releases in the future is Nintendo. The most evil one. Well, no, the others are more evil, but anyway. Genuinely insane Iron Mouse situation. By ref, we're going in. Apparently, there's been shit going on with Iron Mouse. Apparently, our new model looks like a child or whatever, misogyny. We're going in. Also, please consider liking and subscribing. I appreciate it. Thank you so much. We're seeing what's going on here.
Hey, what's up guys, Ruff here. So in this video, we're going to be talking about another situation where people on Twitter are trying to cancel the VTuber Iron Mouse. Obviously, most people watching this video...
This is like the third or fourth time, by the way. This is like the third or fourth time, mind you. It is like the third or fourth time. Isn't that crazy? Again.
...have heard of her. She has been the subject of some of the weirdest cancellation campaigns you'll ever see. And this time it has to do with this apparently problematic outfit she is wearing with her VTuber model.
Don't tell me they're comparing. I could see them comparing her to the 3Ks. Why does he... Now that it's mentioned, I see the similarity. Cancel her now. Anyway, what exactly is the problem? I don't see it. I don't see it. I don't see the problem. Where is it? I don't see it. Looks normal to me.
This is the official artist who created it, right here displaying it for everyone to see. And apparently this is the product of over-sexualization, which is also...
Isn't... This looks like the least sexualized Iron Mouse outfit I have seen in a while. Where is the sexualization? Where is... Some dumb really said, oh, you should read Sony TOS and ask him if it includes getting a refund in case they delete the games they purchased. And he blocked me because he can't answer and hasn't read it himself. Well, yeah, obviously, you can't refund, right? Didn't they nuke just 500 movies? Anyways, it's just which actually, it's just the, this is just the most, what? Where? They're sexualization. Wait, I get it. I get it. Were the people criticizing her, female Muslims? Right? Her face is showing. That's sexual. And their hair.
Also apparently the product of a misogynistic culture. And also apparently, unless you're not an American, you won't understand what this person is trying to cancel her for. Now, this, of course, is a design that is essentially cosplaying the character Coco from the anime Witch Hat Atelier. And you can see the post in question that...
Where's the sexualization? Where is it? Where? I mean, I'm weary of this anime because, well, to keep it simple, I know the UN has been pushing it, so I don't trust it. But, like, where is the sexualization? I call that person a freak and is her main X account because of what that person said to Mel's design. Understandable so, though. What the huh?
Got the response we're talking about, where this account says, VTuber Iron Mouse has revealed a special Witch Hat Atelier inspired outfit created in collaboration with Crunchyroll for tonight's episode 1 watch along stream. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, this is going to be deemed problematic by these so-called normal people on Twitter.
Yeah, it's just not, right? The face isn't covered, right? You're only supposed to see the eyes, and no hair, of course.
Once again, it is pure projection, and this person will explain in grueling detail as to why this is so problematic. So here is the person complaining, saying, sorry, this is really weird to me. It's a drawing of a 12-year-old girl. Why would you intentionally make her look like that against all physical logic of her uniform, style, and everything?
No way, this person is this retarded. You can't tell me that. This is a cosplay! What is she supposed to do? Change the body of her model? Yeah, next time we're gonna cut off women's boobs and ass so they look like the character, right? If they cosplay it, so they look like the character, right? So if somebody wants to dress as a if somebody wants to dress, first of all, if somebody wants to dress up as a beefed up, I don't know, that one chick from One Punch Man with the green hair, right? Not the older, not the sister, the beefed up sister, the lolly sister, right? Tsumaki? I don't know. I haven't watched One Punch Man, right? Can a woman not cosplay her simply because she has like how does this work? I'm so 12-year-old, that person. It's also like, they see this and immediately go to child. They see this and they immediately think child. I have a question. What's weirder? Seeing this and being like, oh yeah, cool cosplay. And seeing this like, this is a child. You're sexualizing a child. I would say the latter is weirder because, like, right, your brain immediately associates that with children. That's weird. What are we doing?
People on Twitter will literally be mad about anything, right? They are trying to insinuate that Iron Mouse is doing something wrong by having any sort of an outfit or design inspired by this character, because this person sees this and immediately has some pretty deranged thoughts. Now you can see this response right here really sums up this situation and so many situations on social media People basically creating their own nightmare scenario, creating problems out of absolutely nothing just to have.
I'm going to make up a scenario and get mad about it, essentially. Tatsumaki, by the way, okay, right? I remember there's been drama about this as well, right? And people be like, you can't sexualize her. She look like, right? You can't dress like her. She looks like a child. And I'm like, buddy, have you ever seen a petite woman? I have seen them. I don't think any, right? People on the internet, particularly men pretending to be women, lecturing us on what women look like. If the proportions are too voluptuous, sexualized, if they aren't child, if it's too feminine, misogynistic, what these people want is just straight up just dudes with long hair. That's all they want. That's why I'm saying if you are into women with muscles, you are probably safe 40. You're somebody who's into safe 40 because you can't really say what you really want. Anyway, moving on.
Something to whine and moan about. But here is one reply saying it's a cosplay. It's the character dressed up as Coco. And the original poster responds by saying, I wrote a whole thread because this is the symptom of systematic misogyny at large. It would be really reductive if you dismissed it in such a baseless statement, as this person makes a completely baseless set of statements, including bringing up the big M word, misogyny. Worse yet, systematic misogyny. I guess what we're looking at here is the product of systematic misogyny. I'm sorry, I guess I'm not woke enough to understand what they're trying to say here, but this is absolutely insane.
I didn't get it. I'll be honest, I did not get it. I have them. Hopefully it gets explained. If it isn't, explain it to me because I am confused. Where is the misogyny? Where is it systemic? Where? Show me. Was she forced to use this cosplay essentially for a model? Where is it?
Insane. And you can see again dismissing criticisms as reductive. Oh, you're too.
By the way, there's over 1,000 mentally ill people that like this. Moving on.
Small brain to understand what I'm saying. This will be a theme later on, and also we will talk about this thread because it is just as deranged as you might guess. But here's another individual saying this is her model. Am I blind? I don't see anything wrong nor sexual about this. And talking as a VTuber rigger too, it's a screenshot from a low angle / looking up. Imagine the perspective with big breasts in that angle. You probably can't because it's all sexual for you, which is a very astute observation here for individuals like this who are so progressive and so against misogyny. It's very funny to see them look at something like this and make it sexual. And they think they're the good guys in this situation. And of course,
here's a hot take. I'm gonna go even further. Here's a hot take. They're absolutely I think the term sexist very much applies here because you are having a crash out because you interpret something sexualized into this outfit, arguably sexualizing a woman that wasn't sexual before, meaning you are technically objectifying women already, right? You're already at this. Anyway, I finished my art. Not bad. Not bad.
Of course, you can see some people trying to correct the original poster, saying not to be that guy, but that is how breasts work. They expand the fabric sat around them. On the exact, like physics and anatomy, sure, you can be picky, but you'd be against a mountain of VTubers with big breasts. Tons of cosplayers change form a bit based on the cosplayer's body, with some examples provided right here. Now, the original poster had a great response saying, I did not say anything about breast size, plus those are not the kind of clothes that work like Coco's uniform. Geez, really defending the honor of this fictional character, but they are not directly saying it in the original post, but they're very heavily implying what they mean. What else could they possibly be talking about when they're talking about her character here? It's covered up. It's fully clothed. What exactly is sexualized? What exactly is problematic? There's only one way you can even go.
The boobs have consent.
And they're trying to deny that. But I did mention that thread, right? Oh boy, it's a doozy. So after getting dragged by so many people on Twitter, they decided to release their manifesto explaining everything. Completely untouchable. There's no way to debunk these amazing points. Let's give it a whirl here. Honestly, gonna lose my patience if I have to deal with more illiterate pancake wafflers. There is no justification for unnaturally sexualizing yourself when you're cosplaying a child. So I'm just gonna screenshot everything here instead.
We have a problem here. If she changes the model to fit, right, if she changes it to fit the way the character looks, right, arguably technically not a cosplay anymore because, right, you're cosplaying as the character, you are not trying to become literally the character anyway. But aside from that, right, now you have the problem that people call this, like, pred stuff. So, like, here they will call it pred stuff, and if Iron Mouse removes the issue that this mentally ill person has, they will still call her a pred, because why are you cosplaying a child? Shut the fuck up. There is no child. This is a fictional character, right? It has no feelings. It is not a real person. It will not get mad if Iron Mouse looks like that. It will not get mad if anybody draws weird art. Nobody cares except you. This character is not real. It is not a real person. Reality is not fiction, and reality are different. This is definitely one of there's another one of these. Reality, like this is not a child. This is pixels. Those are pixels on a screen.
Of typing it out. So basically they're accusing Iron Mouse of sexualizing herself in the character while she is literally fully clothed, and also that's not what she does with her content. And also they're saying cosplaying a child, referring to an anime character. It's literally peak delusion, but they continue on with their numbered list, their numeric list of everything wrong here, saying number 1, this is not just a woman with breasts. I have breasts. They don't work like.
I highly doubt you do. I believe this is a man who thinks he is a woman. Moving on. Every time with these posts, I believe this is a dude. And I will continue to believe this is a dude until I've seen otherwise. Because if women come out and say, yo, this is how breasts work, and you as a woman say, no, they don't, there's either two things. You don't have breasts. You're as flat as an ironing board. No problem with that. Or you're a dude.
That for elaboration on what the issue is. See number 2 for elaboration on unrealism. See number 3. Sir, this is a Wendy's. What are we talking about here? But they continue on. Number 2, it's a model of a person who depicts themselves sexually. When? When did they do that? What are you talking about? In your mind?
I don't even think Iron Mouse does anything super sexual, so like there's that. Huh?
Is that what you're trying to say? I think that's only happening in your mind, but they say, I don't care about that, while clearly caring about it. Do what you want. In this case, however, when you change the physical nature of the body and the logic of the cosplayed underage character's clothes in favor of being sexual, it's a problem. Yeah, it's a problem if you're terminally online and you didn't get enough oxygen at birth. Yeah, I'm sure that is a problem to you, the situation we're talking about. But also, changing the physical nature, it's basically essentially it's a cosplay for a VTuber. It's a VTuber's version of cosplaying as a character. Of course, the anatomy is going to look a little different. It's going to change the physical nature of what the original character looks like because their characters don't have the same body type. It's just the uniform.
Would this retard crash out if a adult woman IRL would cosplay as this character? Would this person crash out? Can people just not cosplay characters if their body type doesn't particularly fit that character? Is that what this person is trying to say? Huh. Not so much about choice after all.
Moving from one to the other, but they don't understand that. But they continue on number 3 to really hammer
because this is not a woman.
This home. The chest starts from the collarbone for some reason. Again, I don't care. 2 straight paragraphs about not caring about the subject matter. I don't care about anatomical errors, but considering the quality of the rest of the art, it's not an error. It's a visual choice. Additionally, we have a whole sequence of Coco putting on the uniform. It's entirely possible for it to work the way it's shaded here on any chest size unless it was tailored to be sexual, and additionally had the cloth at the chest pushed in at its center. Not an ounce of realism, so don't BS me with how it's just a regular chest. Okay.
So, we have multiple options here, okay, dog, and people who cosplay Misty from Pokemon isn't a problem when they are in this... No, it's a problem because that is, this person's favorite character. That's why this person is crashing out, right? But, like, said 2 times, doesn't care. 4-part paragraph. Anyway, 4-part paragraph, by the way. For now. There's probably more. At least 5. Anyway. Multiple women in the replies say, this is how booba work. This person says, this is not how booba works, which makes me believe that this person doesn't have booba. And instead of ball sack, but that's what or an axe wound. It's either or. Second thing. This is art. This is fiction. Let me repeat this. This is fiction. Oh, and they're probably a you retard as well, right? This is fiction. Because why? Here's what I would probably find this in this account. It's gonna be a lot of Yuri. That's also an option that I'm gonna see here.
So yeah, when they said they didn't mention anything about the chest, that's exactly what they're doing. They were lying, right? And also, they're just so mad about what? The shading? The shading is what's got them so worked up. The shade of consent, the cosplay of consent. What are we even talking about anymore? This person's mad about chest shade.
The VTuber cosplay of consent. We went from the height of consent, right? Because that's also something. If your woman is significantly shorter than you or under a certain height, she cannot date, right? Period. She cannot date anybody taller than her because that would make her, right? That would make her a victim, right? Because she's obviously a child if she's below 5 feet and or 5 feet and right. I would just right if she's like 40, she's still a child. We had the head size of consent, the eyes of consent, the hair of consent, the outfits of consent, the boobs and butt of consent. We had it all now. I think we also had the fingers of consent.
They're that mad. They're writing a light novel about it, trying to demonize a VTuber. But they continue on in number 4. Realism is not the subject here, even though you've literally just wrote 3 paragraphs in a row talking about it. We are all humans. We know stuff isn't done in a certain way out of creative freedom. We can all see the kinds of audience and reaction the creators of those things want, especially when it comes to how particularly younger women are depicted.
This person sees child stuff where there is none. We've completely lost the plot. This has lost all meaning. Crazy. Oh, in the next paragraph, this thing says that he doesn't know, or she doesn't know, or they don't know, whatever you are, doesn't know anything about Iron Mouse. But then the goal is to sexualize, but you don't know it. I can't with these people. These people are stupid. Again, same voting power as me.
What do you mean by that? No, seriously, what do you mean by that? Are you implying there's something predatory going on here? Are you implying that Iron...
Yes. 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 Yes, he is. This is a man.
Iron Mouse's audience is predatory, and that's what she's catering to with that model, not to mention her regular content and regular outfits and VTuber models. But like this one in particular, you think there's something nefarious being catered to here? Take your meds. But they write another one saying, I don't know anything about Iron Mouse. Oh. You don't know anything about her, but you're claiming that she is sexualizing herself. You don't know anything about her, but you're trying to cancel her on Twitter over this outfit. Okay, buddy. But they say, I'm not saying anything about her as a person. Yes, you are. But this specific situation is a symptom of misogyny in the industry at large, and it's BS to ignore the way...
In what industry? Anime? VTubing? This person didn't particularly specify about anything. But that, besides... I'm just incredibly confused how it is. How is it misogyny? She's just cosplaying a fictional character as a fictional character, essentially. How? How?
People do. Amazing. We got a 2-time misogyny mention right here. Also, it's very funny. You're basically screwed if you do, screwed if you don't, right? If your character is flat, they think you're problematic. If you have some chest size, you're also problematic. It's all just misogyny. There's literally no direction you can go that will appease these maniacs. But we now arrive at number 5. It's a cosplay, not actually Coco. Refer to number 2. So all women can...
By the way, misogyny. This anime and manga is created, by the way, by a woman. I know women are scary, but it's true. It is made by a woman. You're essentially just saying that the creator is misogynistic. Get the fuck out. Because I'm pretty sure that the creator's probably pretty happy that somebody is cosplaying as the character that she created. And by the way, I can give you a recommendation. It's called A Streamer Who Threatened a Minor by Turkey Tom. Oh god, Turkey Tom. Sure, I'll look at that in a bit. Oh god, we're going in deeper.
Can't have breasts now. Refer to number 1. All anime art styles are unrealistic. It's a fantasy world. Who cares? Refer to number 4. What was the point of number 5? Number 5 was just to refer back to 3 other points. I don't think you needed number 5 if you did such a good job of explaining your insane logic, but they wrap it up with an absolute banger. Normally with these disaster threads, they end by saying, muting this, I don't care anymore, I'm not even paying attention anymore, while they're clearly still paying attention, but they go a new route, attacking Americans. We got July 4th coming up soon, buddy. 250 years.
You are American, therefore I don't take you seriously. That is kind of crazy. That is kind of crazy. I bet that if this person dropped like I don't know, whatever, Turkish do not interact, she'd probably be called racist. That is a crazy take, by the way. That is insane. So like, even if you're right, you're still wrong because you're American, essentially. You poor Americans. I feel sorry for you. This person doesn't take you seriously.
years of great history. How dare you? So close to America's birthday. They say, last note, Americans, do not interact. I seriously don't have the patience to deal with whatever you, in quotes, people were fed in school. Oh boy, this is a school issue now. This is a schooling issue. Well, I'm glad everywhere outside of the United States.
You have been taught about boob. No, well, neither have I. We had like sex education like once in 7th class, and that was it. 7th grade, and that was it. It's like boobs don't work. Like, right? What I imagine this person went to school is like the teacher came in and looked like artwork and showed him this, like, this is not how boobs work. This is how boobs work. What? Is this what I'm about to imagine? I don't believe that this is a woman. I don't believe that this is a woman.
States apparently was taught about the designs of VTuber models and chest shading. Yeah, everyone else is so uneducated. How did this become an American versus non-American thing? It's actually insane. Also implying that Americans aren't people. Wow. Shiver Me Timbers, Reddit just called. It wants its edgy, safe humor back. But yeah, you can see the total waving of the white flag of defeat here. This person's absolutely cooked. And you can see some more comments here saying, I've read the whole thread and, you know, maybe the internet is not for you. Genuinely, like, maybe you shouldn't be online. Yes, I don't think someone like this is really cut out for the internet. If this is something that is literally rustling their jimmies this hard, where they're crashing out and making long threads, whining about chest shades and...
Well, looking at the account, this might also just be an Indian man pretending to be a woman. Moving on. Anyway, right? Because if you look at the account, right, it straight up says connected account based in South Asia. This might just be an Indian man pretending to be a woman. I'm just a guy who happens to be in Texas. Well, she doesn't like people from the United States. Wait, she said America. She didn't specify which America. North or South America. Well, the poor Mexicans.
How it's the product of industrial misogyny or whatever dribble this person was trying to say. But here's another point. This person says, posts like this make me kind of sad because, like, if I want to cosplay one of the girls, I'd be accused of sexualizing a child because I have a very large chest that I have no control over. It causes me chronic pain, and I can't even bind because of the size. So apparently that's disgusting of me. Yes, it is. I'm so glad you're realizing.
If you... Ladies, I know I have a good amount of ladies. Ladies, it is quite simple, okay? If you have boobs, bad. If you have no boobs, bad. So do whatever you like. Because it's bad. If you want to cosplay, it's bad regardless, right? No boobs, bad. Boobs, bad. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Right? If you have boobs, you're sexualized at all times, right? You're just a walking sex machine. And if you don't have any, you're a child, right? You have no agency. You are akin to a toddler. You are always a victim. And, right? You're just unattractive overall. You should be dating at all, right? You're essentially just a pred bait, whatever, right? I've seen this, by the way, right? I've seen flat-chested women be called bait. And that's all that's all, right? And it's like, right? You can't win. So, like, do whatever you like. Because I feel like you should not appease mentally ill people on the internet. That's all. That's all. If you want to cosplay a character, fucking do it the way you like. I don't care.
The logic behind this totally.
Except if you just put on the wig and then wear lingerie. Then you're a hoe. then you're not cosplaying. Because I've seen this as well, right? They put on a wig, Freerin wig, dress themselves sexually, and it's like, oh, I'm cos. No, you're not. Anyway, did you hear about Minecraft saying private servers are illegal? I heard about politicians saying that. Anyway.
Insane individuals post. Yeah, if you're endowed, you can't cosplay these characters. I'm sorry. It's not only misogynistic and I guess in this case internalized misogyny or something like that, some buzz phrase, but also, you know, very predatory. And also, you know, I would assume the same person would be very mad if it's the opposite, right? If you have the opposite chest size, that's problematic too. It just goes back to how nothing makes these people happy, right? Flat, endowed, doesn't matter. It's all problematic. It's all a product of misogyny. Apparently, all sizes were.
All sizes are banned now. The only thing you can go is being like masculine as a man. Then you're totally fine, right? Then you're okay, right? Or you just straight up are a biological male saying you're a woman. That works too.
Created by the industrial misogyny complex. I don't really know, ladies and gentlemen. All I know is my brain is busted. This is what caused the controversy. This. My goodness. But anyways, that's going to do it for this video. If you enjoyed, please consider liking the video.
Indeed, do that. Yeah, that's the end. These people are mentally ill. There's no way to put it. This is mental illness. This is meant, first of all, they cannot differentiate between fiction and reality. Then they get mad over a not sexualized cosplay, whatever. It's just mental illness. I think it is mental illness. I do think so, right? When they say first world problems, this is what they mean, right? When people say first world problems, this is what they mean. If you got so little going on in your life that this is what you crash out over. And over 1,000 people agreeing with it. Unless it was spotted. But I don't know. But yeah, this is what people get mad over. This is crazy. That's depressing. That is depressing indeed. Why is this happening every single time? I hate it. Guys, I'm gonna take a quick break. I need to feed the cats. They are already waiting for their food. So I will be right back. They're already waiting at the door, right? Looking at the door for somebody to come with food. So yeah, I'll be right back, and then we're gonna look still at a few more things, right? I'm not gonna do super long today. I have an exam next week. Woohoo. So yeah, I'll be right back. I'm back. Well, I'm here. All right. Everything's done so far. It's about to rain, I think, actually, which is crazy. If it does, I have to put away my my pepper plants because I want them to survive. Right? They somehow survived the hail last time, which is kind of insane. Anyway, this video that Croc sent me sounds fun. Another one of these. I also need to do a quick check how many videos I actually genuinely need for the whole week. Right? Gotta make sure that's fine and all, fine and dandy. Right? Should be for Monday and Tuesday. Right. Wednesday, Thursday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. Okay, I've got plenty of videos. I got plenty of videos. Peak, actually. Quite useful. Not bad, not bad. Not bad, right? So I got everything for the entire week. Not bad, not bad. We're gonna go still through a few videos, right? We're gonna go still. Let me first click on some things so we can move on. And then we can look at this one.
You know, I'm a little concerned.
This sounds fun. Right? We did this before, so these are usually really fun, right? The weird laws ones, because they're usually pretty good. So we can look at those. We'll maybe go for like 2 more hours or so. Maybe. I don't know. We'll see. We will see. The weirdest laws in the US, part 4. Yeah, we have reacted to at least the previous 2, right? The first one is apparently cannot be found. Anyway, we're gonna look at this. This is by Joe Santagato. And yeah, I have no idea what weird laws will find us here. And yeah, we'll see it. We'll see it. Also, please consider liking and subscribing. I appreciate it. Thank you so much. You'll never believe it. What will I not believe? Hunk. Anyway, we're going in. These could be pretty horrible. Uploaded 9 years ago, so some of these might actually still be gone. We'll see. We shall see.
You know, I'm a little concerned that I have to make a part 4 to this video. How many fucking weird laws can there be? In Illinois, it is illegal to pee in your neighbor's mouth. What?
That's oddly specific. Some of these are that's oddly specific. That is oddly specific. What? Yeah, I'm just shocked. Look. Is there a specific thing I need to suggest? Video title, just give the title in chat. Title and creator name would be kind of useful, right? But okay, I found the game similar to Pokemon is played almost like a sport. That's rather interesting. But also, hi Bryson, how you doing? I'm doing well. Hello. Things reset every season, but you get to keep your monsters and unlocked moves. That's kind of interesting. Well, that's not bad actually. That sounds fun. We're gonna start Time Strangers tomorrow. Yay, the demo, and then from the demos we move into the main game on Friday. I don't care. We're gonna lock the fuck in. That's very oddly specific. That is so oddly specific.
Wow! What kind of world are we living in where you can't pee in your neighbor's mouth? Is this not America? Are we not free? I mean, I live in New York, so none of this applies to me anyway. I can walk around to all my neighbors, knock on the door, hey, what's up? Pee in their mouth, whatever. That's not how my pee sounds. Like, that sounds like a prostate problem, to be honest. But I can pee in anyone's mouth on this block, but what if I wanted to move to Illinois? Then I'm stripped of my rights. My right to pee in someone's mouth. By the way, what is a neighbor? Like, is it just your next door neighbor? Or like, is a neighbor like the people across the street and the people...
That's the question, right? That's the important question, though. He is right. He's asking the important questions. What is a neighbor? Right? Is it the one next to me? Is it anyone in the entire neighborhood? Because is somebody still a neighbor if he's in the neighborhood? Because, right? They're important questions to be asked, but it's like weird. Yet several years ago, someone must have said it's not against the law when it comes to the pee. Probably. Very likely. Probably.
On either sides of you, like, what is a neighbor? Everyone on your block, whatever? Because the people 2 blocks away are definitely not my neighbors, so maybe you could pee in their mouth. In Illinois, it is against the law to have sex with a corpse. No sex.
I mean, I feel like that's probably illegal in all states. I'm assuming, right? I'm assuming yes, that is I think that should be illegal in all states, but what do I know? What do I know? Anyway, America's Top Dogs, Stubby and Chips by the Fat. Okay, I will look at this.
With dead people either, huh? Just no fun, I guess. No smiling, no laughing, no peeing in someone's mouth. Anything enjoyable, just it's against the law. Let me be clear here, I am kidding. Fucking a dead person is easily the grossest thing in the world. Not to mention, it's terrifying. Clearly you haven't seen The Walking Dead. First of all, what kind of psycho even considers something like this? And how the fuck do they even do it? Do you like go to a cemetery at 2 a.m. and just start digging up a dead person? Dude, I have trouble at the beach digging 4 inches for a sandcastle. You're gonna dig 6 feet deep into the ground so you could put your fucking dirty dick into a decomposed vagina? Have you not heard of Tinder? You can literally...
God. Gets one last stands. We think we should be stopping then. God, the school day's getting an English dub. That much I know, Poker. No, I do not do this. I like my women alive and consenting and around my age. Not expired in the most literal sense possible. Ew.
Just sit. You can take a dump and just swipe at the same time. Eventually someone's gonna go, yeah, fuck it, I'll have sex with you, whatever. And then you can have sex with a live vagina. Just don't pee in their mouth, because that's against the law in your state. In Colorado, throwing missiles at cars is illegal. Throwing missiles? What are the
Throwing missiles? Who would throw? How would you even throw missiles? Like, how would you throw missiles? What? Yeah, I'm also just having casually missiles in my backyard, and you know, when I don't like somebody passing by, I'll just throw a missile.
fucking Avengers over there having a galactic battle or some shit? Who the fuck's throwing missiles? How do you even throw a missile?
That's a good question. Like, dude, just like, maybe it has like, if you throw it with enough power, right, it just activates and gets launched, essentially. Is that what this is? How would you even get to the point of throwing a missile? How would that even work? Somebody must have done that for it to be that specific.
It's a missile, like, it's like a javelin. You take it and you're just like, ugh. Dude, missiles are heavy. I think. I've never had a missile. I've never had any weapons, really. If anyone broke into my house, the only thing I have to defend myself is like a nail clipper. I actually Googled how much do missiles weigh, and immediately I deleted my history because I got scared. I'm like, if the government sees this, I am fucked. But anyway, I found out that they're like 3,000 pounds, which is like, you know, a little fucking heavy. So unless fucking Hercules is walking around in Colorado, I think you guys will be okay. In Idaho, you may not fish from a giraffe's back. No.
They're getting more oddly specific as we continue. I mean, throwing it out of the launcher, I guess. That could be. But, wouldn't you just say launching a missile? Anyway. Who has done that? Who has been fishing off of giraffes, like sitting on the giraffe's back and fishing? Again, this is hyper specific.
No one has a giraffe in Idaho. No one has a giraffe anywhere. It's a fucking giraffe. You can't just have a giraffe. They're fucking 20 feet tall. You can't, what are you just gonna leave that in your apartment like when you're out at work and shit? Even if you lived on a farm, what are you gonna do? You're gonna tie it to a tree? It's a fucking giraffe. But if you did have a giraffe, by some miracle, I think you should be able to fish.
I knew somebody that owned the tiger. And yes, I mean literally owned the tiger. And a live tiger. There's a book titled The Haunted V, where the guy entered the underworld through his girlfriend's nether region. This sounds like something that hit author, best-selling author, Quan Mills would write, right? Pastors eat coochie too? My demonic rose toy type of thing? Anyway.
Off of it, because what else are you gonna do with a giraffe? In Michigan, it is legal for a robber to file a lawsuit if they got hurt in your house. Okay, what the Jesus?
See, that's why you always need to. So, see, if somebody intrudes your house that's not supposed to be there, I guess there you have to give them right in this place. You have to give them the last, like the finishing blow, because they will sue you otherwise. Right? They can't sue you if they're dead.
What's going on? So you're telling me if some asshole breaks into my house with the intention to steal or to perform a straight up family murder, but on the way up the stairs, he slips, and fucking breaks his ankle, he can sue me for that? This is not how it went down in the Home Alone movies. Those guys broke in, they got all kinds of injuries because of Macaulay Culkin. You didn't see Joe Pesci in a courtroom like, Your Honor, I was trying to kill the kid, but on my way up the stairs, a fucking paint can hit me in the face and chipped my front tooth, and now I'm seeking damages. If some guy tried to sue me like this, I would have no problem showing up to that courtroom with a blowtorch and just lighting that guy on fire. In Nebraska, it is illegal to go whale fishing.
Whale fishing? Are there even whales? See what a man of culture. He knows Joe Pesci, I guess. I'll give him that. You fucking nerds.
Whale fishing in Nebraska. For those of you who have no idea where Nebraska is, it's literally in the center of the
See, there's like a chance, right? There might be like pretty big rivers, right? Right? If there are pretty, right? I was like thinking right before I was like, So if it is, there's only two options, right? Where Nebraska is. It's either somewhere on the outside of the US, right? Or there is a good amount of rivers, right? Because sometimes whales swim up rivers because they're retarded. We even have this here in Germany, right? We have like whales turning up in Vienna, so like don't play with me. These guys actually are stupid. So like, right? You'd assume that right? But like, if there are no big rivers, then how would this even work? Hi tourist, how you doing? You're doing well. You can send it in and I'll look.
United States. So my question to you is, where the fuck are these whales? There's no oceans, there's no lakes, I don't even know if there's fucking rain in Nebraska. Where are these whales living? In Maryland, persons may not swear while on the highway. I'm pretty.
So if you crash out during traffic, right? If you crash out during traffic, you're essentially fucked, right? Now I'm curious, right? Why this law exists. Let me see. Interesting. Okay. Wait, I think actually interesting. So this whole thing in Nebraska, according at least to Google, might literally be based on a mythical lake monster, and that's why you're not allowed to do whale fishing or hunt whales, apparently. That's why this might be connected to that. Anyway, rather interesting. When the whole police station gets hijacked by police insider, sure, I can add that real quick. Let me see. Let me see. Well, that's 40 minutes. I can't do that today. Jesus Christ. I cannot do that today. That is crazy. Then I can't do anything else anymore. Crazy. I will add it, but like that's a bit big. That's a bit large. Oh, it's a bit huge for today. Jeez, because I'm not gonna do this long today anymore. Anyway, I haven't had it. Meat crashes car. Gee. You can't crash out. You're gonna get charged.
Confident that more curse words come out of my mouth than normal words while I'm driving. And if you knew me, you would know that I'm serious. I just create new words. Fucking ass fuck! You shitty dickhole fucker! I have serious road rage, and I'm not like proud of it by any means, but like it's come to the point where I'm upset. I get angry at people for driving the speed limit. Like for driving at a safe speed. I'm like, what the fuck are you doing? In Texas, it is illegal to sell one's eye. Why would you even sell your eye? Who the fuck's even gonna buy your eye? What are you gonna do with a human eye? By the way, do you know how broke you gotta be to try and sell your eye? You're just like,
well, there's people selling their kidneys and other organs, even children, so like, whatever. I feel like an eye might be the least extreme, in fact.
Okay. There you go. Here, take my eye then. I don't know. I'm still waiting for my check to clear. I don't have cash. So do you want the fucking eye or not? Anyway, that's all the laws I have for this week. Also, just a quick reminder, I am doing a live podcast at Caroline's in the city. You can go to Caroline.
A live podcast. My boy's podcasting.
Carolines.com/comedian/Joe-Santagato if you want tickets. There was a show at 7 o'clock that sold out. There's a show at 9:30 now. So go check that out. Also, subscribe to my podcast, The Basement Yard, on iTunes and SoundCloud. Comes out every Monday.
Oh, well, that's the end of the video in this case. That's all. No, I wanted to sell my eye. I hate text. Do not sell your eyes, Pokemon. Your eye. How much are you paying? Wait, I can't do that. Sorry. Somebody needs that eye. Right? Somebody needs that eye. Right? Somebody does. I have somebody who needs that eye. Anyway, that's all, right? So, don't go whale hunting in Nebraska. There are no whales in Nebraska. I guess people have been using the wrong bait their whole time. Yeah, they have been hyper specific. Like people have been caught in 4K, 60 FPS. That's the only thing I can explain how this could be that they're that hyper specific. And honestly, it might be politicians being caught. That's why it's hyper specific. Anyway, crazy. I'll put up half. You can. I will not sell my eye. Somebody still needs it. Right? Somebody still needs it. Let's look at good doggos. Let me click on something. I want to see doggo video, right? I want to see a doggo video. I want to see good boys doing good boy things. Let me remove the videos that I have watched so they don't sit there forever.
We have not done.
All right. Let me see. I think I've actually reacted to the fact. Was it the fat electrician that I watched about the cheese bunker? I like all the cheese. Honestly, it might be. It might be. Anyway. America's Top Dogs. Sergeant Stubby and Chips. By the fat electrician. I have no idea what I'm getting myself into. Also, please consider liking and subscribing. I appreciate it. Also, does he have a white boy of the year shirt? No, well, no shirt. Tank top? That's crazy. Very based, very nice. We're gonna look at this. I have no idea what I'm getting myself into. I have never heard of these doggos, so I am incredibly curious. We'll see.
We have not done an animal video in a while. Today we're talking about America's top dogs, probably the most famous American war dog of all time, Sergeant Stubby from World War I, and America's most decorated war dog.
That is crazy. War dog. Wait, do they get PTSD? War dogs.
Of all time, Chips from World War II. Now, this is normally the part of the video where I have like some hook to draw you into the story so you want to stay and watch the entire thing, but I'm not going to do that because let's face facts, I'm talking about adorable guided missiles with teeth, and I know you're going to stay anyway, so let's just get the ad out of the way and move on. This video is brought to you by Supremacy World War III, okay? We've covered this on the channel before, okay? We all know it's a free online PvP military-based strategy game where you can play with up to 99 other people for free on PC and mobile. Basically, it's a giant World War III type scenario where you pick your country and try to conquer the world, and you have to battle over resources. But now they've made it even more realistic because in season 20, they've added the Underworld Protocol, which is just a fancy word for saying they've added the black market. Yes, now you can do shady underground deals that are illegal or against the Geneva Convention to give you an advantage in the game, and then if you get caught, you end up having a PR nightmare and all the people
I love breaking the Geneva Convention. We should do this right now.
in your country get pissed off at you. This can lead to civil unrest, insurgencies, or a drop in your morale. The only thing that can make this more realistic is if they add a government PSYOP option where you can offer a government contract to Taylor Swift or Kim Kardashian to come up with a new scandal to distract everybody so nobody actually cares. So yeah, go check out Supremacy World War III. You can use the QR code on the screen or you can check out the link in the description below. Let's get back to the video. All right, our story begins in 1917 on Yale University campus in New Haven, Connecticut. America has just entered World War I. Why? Because the Germans have just committed the cardinal sin that always gets America involved in military conflict. They touched one of our boats. That's what I want to tell you, but technically, that's not true.
I can't lie!
You see, the Germans had used submarines to sink the RMS Lusitania, which was not an American ship, but it did have 128 Americans on board that were killed. Obviously, this pissed off a lot of people, but technically, they found the loophole. They didn't touch one of America's boats. We can't go to war. Them's the rules, apparently. So Woodrow Wilson just gives them a stern talking to and is like, hey.
Crazy. Didn't touch boats, so therefore no war. Make peace, no war. But then make more anyway, because there's resources to get. Geneva Convention, more like Geneva Suggestion.
Don't do that anymore. And then nothing happens. Okay, that was in 1915. Okay, fast forward 2 years later, 1917, World War I has been raging on for almost 3 years at this point, and America still has yet to be involved. Great Britain comes to the American government, and they're like, hey, we intercepted this telegram between Arthur Zimmerman, who's representing Germany, and the Mexican government, and this telegram basically says, hey, Germany's gonna start blowing up American ships again, which means America's probably gonna join World War I. When that happens, do you wanna go ahead and go to war with America also? Then you could retake Texas, Arizona, and New Mexico, and it would take some pressure off of us. And the American government's looking at Great Britain like, really? Did Germany really say this, or is this a British trick to try to draw me into your European conflict over here? I'm not sure I buy it. And then Arthur Zimmerman comes out of left field and tells an American reporter, basically, no, I said it and I meant it. And America can only have one response to that.
Huh?
So
Real? Well, but then also the United States is also at fault for World War II happening because, well, the Germans got too desperate because they were retarded in setting up proper systems for this to not happen again. But anyway, well, obviously the United States is the only one at fault here. It's also the UK. Well, and then a couple of people were sent to Jesus. Look, interesting how things happen.
America joins World War I, but the problem is America doesn't really have a military right now. I mean, they have a military, but it's small, it's tiny. It's not some big force that they're going to send over into World War I and have a meaningful impact. So they have to raise and build a massive army. To do this, they start training people to join the army wherever they can, including college athletic fields like at Yale University, where they're training the 26th Infantry Division, aka the Yankees. It's basically basic training. They're going to teach how to march, they're going to teach a rank structure, how to salute, all that stuff. And then when they do actually get to the part of, here's a rifle, here's how to use it, they don't even have enough rifles for everybody. So most of these guys are training in firearms while holding broom handles and sticks, imagining that it's a gun for training.
It's a wooden gun. Oh!
And one day, while they're doing this, a stray dog shows up. He looks like, some type of dog, looks like a bull terrier. He's got the cut tail, so obviously he has some kind of owner somewhere, but it's a dog. They're petting the dog. They're hanging out with the dog. They don't really chain him up or put him on a leash or try to keep him because he's missing his tail, which implies that he has an owner or somebody that cares about him, but the dog just kind of never left. He just kept hanging out with the guys of the 26th Infantry Division. And then eventually,
true patriot, absolute cinema, an absolute true patriot, the dog.
Corporal James Conroy becomes the dog's caretaker, names him Stubby, and he becomes the unofficial mascot of the 26th Infantry Division. So now Stubby's just hanging out with the boys while they're training all day on Yale University campus, and eventually he starts trying to do what all the other guys are doing, right? He's one of the boys, he's one of the homies, so he starts marching in formation with these guys, and eventually he figures out how to salute, and not just like on command like it's a trick for a dog. Stubby can salute on command, but he can also figure out like, oh, if an officer walks in the room and everybody else stands up to salute, Stubby sits down on his butt and then raises his hand to salute.
That is crazy. See, man's best friend, it is for a reason. Man's best friend for a reason. He is fucking saluting. That is the goodest boy if I've ever seen one.
Salute also, and he salutes anybody that salutes him. And this goes on for months. Just Stubby's one of the homies, everybody loves him, and then by September of 1917, it's time to ship off over to France, at which point, obviously, they're not going to be able to take this dog with them, so Corporal Conroy has, you know, the Disney kids movie moment of like, go on, boy, get out of here. I can't take you with me. They then all hop on the train, and then they're going to take that train out to a naval yard, get onto a ship, and then head off to France. And Stubby didn't listen. He snuck onto the train as well. So now Stubby's at this naval shipyard with him, and the guys of the 26th Infantry are like, I mean, we can't just abandon him here in unfamiliar territory. I guess he's coming with us. Now the problem is the Navy's not about to let a dog onto their ship. At least the chain of command of the Navy's not about to let a dog on their ship. But the man in charge of Stubby is Corporal Conroy, and Corporal is an E4. He's part of the E4 Mafia, so he goes over to the Naval E4, hits them up, and is like, hey, we gotta smuggle a dog onto your ship. And the Navy guys are like, fuck yeah. They hide Stubby inside of a coal bin, smuggle him.
They really took my boy with them. That is so hilarious. They really took this goodest boy. So they took this fucking goodest boy and snuck him into World War I. I'm imagining bro was like really confused once the shotguns went off, the artillery and everything, and the explosions. Bro, what the heck? That is crazy.
Him on board and keep him hidden the entire voyage to France. They make port, now they gotta smuggle him off, so Conroy just grabs a big overcoat, stuffs Stubby inside the overcoat and is holding him, and just walks right off the ship while a bunch of the other guys are like running interference, trying to crowd around him not to make it obvious.
Who's the ugly old brother?
Say hello to Grandma.
Somehow it works. They manage to keep him hidden for a couple of days, but then one day the chain of command walks inside of the tent and there's a fucking dog in the tent, and he's like, why is there a dog here? You guys can't have pets. And Stubby reads the room, sits down and salutes this officer, and the officer's like, I'm going back home in a couple days. You guys are getting a new chain of command. I'm just going to pretend I didn't see this. And he leaves. A couple more days go by and the new chain of command shows up, and the word on the street is he's a complete hard ass. His name is...
In fact, they had a war bear one time, I think. They're like literally, like they're legit literally like, yeah, this is a good boy. I didn't see shit. Right? This is a true patriot. I didn't see fucking shit. They really were exactly that. Wow.
Colonel John Parker, aka Gatling Gun Parker, a machine gun expert and combat veteran from the Spanish-American War. And you gotta remember, all the guys in the 26th Infantry Division are all like kids that just got out of high school that have been training on how to go to war with literal sticks and broom handles. This guy is terrifying to them. They're really worried about what's gonna happen. He might take Stubby out of the tent and shoot him on the spot. They have no idea. Okay, full transparency, we don't know what happened between Stubby and Gatling Gun Parker, but what we do know is that apparently Gatling Gun Parker absolutely loved this dog, and all the guys that wrote about Stubby after the war said that Stubby was the only soldier that could talk back to him and get away with it.
There's an epidemic in the Nethers, it's best we know about it.
Gatling Gun Parker is officially co-signed, Stubby is now staying, and all the boys are going to go into more training in France, and this time they're finally actually going to get guns for the first time, which also means Stubby is also going to be subjected to gunfire for the first time, and the first time he hears guns go off, doesn't even flinch. Which on one hand is really impressive for a dog, but on the other...
Are we not sure this dog is just a reincarnated soldier? Like, are we not just sure that that's the case? Right? What do you mean the dog didn't flinch? My dog would probably try to eat you. right? She would even fight you if you used fireworks somewhere. To be fair, she would start barking and charging you. But anyway, that is very interesting.
Other hand, that's Stubby's entire MO. I'm sure the first time a gun went off, he just kind of looked around like, okay, the boys aren't panicking. I'm not going to panic either. This is normal. Moving on. After they finish training, they get shipped off to the front lines, and Corporal Conroy gets selected for recon duty, meaning he's going to be the one sneaking around the front lines, trying to get eyes on the enemy, know how many troops are where, know where the enemy trenches are, absolutely everything, and Stubby's going with him. Okay, now a couple things happen during this period. Stubby comes to understand, okay, Germans are the bad guys, the ones that smell like sauerkraut and speak German. Got it. He knows they're the bad guys, but because he's on recon duty with Conroy, he also goes all over the place. He's not just standing in one trench around the same 5 guys all the time. He's getting
What the fuck? This dog can Anyway. Also, that's rude. That's a rude stereotype. I will eat you. You with your sugary sodas and obesity crisis. How dare you? New anime. I got reincarnated as a dog and had to fight in World War I. Indeed. Maybe Stubby and Chips are actually the same dog, just reincarnated again. And then season 2, I got reincarnated as a dog and had to fight World War II. Hi GT, how you doing? Hope you're doing well. Hello. I'll take the compliment as being smart. Thank you.
Shown off to all of the Allied forces. So now pretty much everybody knows about Stubby. They know who he is. Everybody loves him, but he also gets exposed to French and British people, and Stubby fully understands who's French, who's British, who's American, who's German, and he knows that the Germans, as far as he's concerned, are the bad guys. This goes on for a little while, and then on March 17th, 1918, Stubby has his first run-in with mustard gas. Now, according to the popular story that you see reiterated on like Wikipedia and a bunch of articles, allegedly Stubby was wounded by mustard gas and ended up in the hospital. As far as I could tell, that's not actually true, and it's not true because prior to this, Corporal Conroy and a French lieutenant had a custom gas mask made for Stubby, so while he was exposed to mustard gas, he had a gas.
This man can salute. He was marching. He snuck onto the train, then was smuggled onto a ship, right? Then he doesn't flinch when he hears gunfire. Then he gets his own mask. What is this dog? I'm saying this. Reincarnated soldier, it's gotta be good. You're about as smart as a gorilla. That's still pretty smart. Right? Right? In comparison to, like, a cat boy right there, I think that's still pretty smart.
Mask, and as far as I could tell, he was never actually injured by it. So that's good, and even better than that, Stubby is a really smart dog that recognizes patterns and acts accordingly. So after being exposed to mustard gas for the first time, presumably from his perspective, there's a really high-pitched whistle from the artillery coming in, and then they land and everybody freaks out and puts these masks on. Well, not all the humans can hear this high-pitched whistle as soon as a dog can, but Stubby can. So from that point on, every time he hears the high-pitched whistle of incoming artillery, he starts barking like, what the fuck are you guys doing? We're supposed to be putting our masks on right now. And he ends up being the early warning system for his entire section of trench, so everybody knows to put their gas masks on, which I cannot stress to you enough is a humongous deal, because when you're dealing with toxic gas, breathing in one breath is... you're done. Seconds actually matter. So even Stubby giving them a couple second lead time to be able to pull their mask out and get it on their face is huge and probably saved a ton of lives. But Stubby takes it a step further, right? You have all the dudes on the line up in the trench manning their positions. They all hear the alarm go off. They don their gas masks. But a lot of guys are still back in these underground bunkers where they're sleeping or eating or doing whatever when it's not their turn to man the trench. And because the poisonous gas is heavier than air, the gas can settle down into these bunkers, and if you're sleeping down there and you don't hear the alarm go off, you're probably gonna wake up dead. So every time there was a German gas attack, Stubby would bark, they would set off the alarm, everybody would don gas masks, and then once that was happening, Stubby would go and run into all the bunkers and make sure that all the soldiers inside the bunkers were also awake so they could don their gas masks.
No fucking way, dude. He is a literal war hero. This dog is a war hero. This dog has achieved more than most people will ever in their lives. That is great. That is the goodest boy.
lives. And there was multiple accounts of soldiers that had been woken up and saved by Stubby. Because of this, Stubby was never tied up or put on a leash or tried to be restricted in his movements. He was pretty much allowed to roam around the front lines and do whatever he wanted whenever he wasn't with Conroy. He was hanging out with random soldiers. He was keeping people company. Maybe he was saving lives, but he just kind of got to come and go.
This man is saving lives and an emotion. They had a mascot in war. They had an emotional support dog in war. Right? You get your head blown off, but then there's also Stubby who's like cheering you on essentially. That's crazy.
As he pleased, and at some point or another, he got a habit of going AWOL. Stubby would just kind of up and disappear. Nobody knew where he was. He was absent without leave. He was off doing his own thing on his own little personal side quest. But nobody really cared because he always came back, and as Conroy later put it, he always showed back up clean and sober, so whatever. But then one day, Stubby didn't come back, and it was way longer than he'd ever been AWOL before, and eventually, after days, everybody just kind of presumed that Stubby'd been killed. And a few more days go by and still no Stubby. And the entire regiment in that section of the trench is just, Stubby was everybody's dog and everybody's acting like their dog died.
Understandable.
And then a couple days after that, there's this French unit coming through their AO, and one of the 26th Infantry guys, not Conroy, just one of the random guys, but obviously well aware who Stubby is, sees that a French lieutenant has a dog that looks an awful lot like Stubby on a leash. So he grabs some of the boys and they go over to investigate, and sure enough, it's Stubby, at which point he politely informs the French guy, "That's my fucking dog." And the French guy says, "No, it isn't. It's my dog."
Oh.
And then the United States alternate ending, okay, for World War One. Alternate ending for World War One, okay. We should make a game or a movie out of it. Alternate ending. United States starts a war with the French. They team up with the Germans to beat the French because the dog was taken away.
Now, to be completely transparent, I've got a pretty good idea what happens next, but I can't state it as a fact. But according to the historical record, the French were then threatened with disciplinary actions if they didn't turn over the dog.
You're gonna have to call the fucking United Nations and get a fucking binding resolution to keep me from fucking destroying you. I will fuck you up!
So yeah, the French went ahead and surrendered Stubby over to the 26th Infantry Division, which is just, you know, foreshadowing for the next World War. So Stubby's back, he's going on recon missions with Conroy, he's hanging out with the boys on the front line, he's being the early warning system, and then they teach him how to kill rats. Again, seems like something minor, but it's actually a huge boost to morale because the rats were just making everything absolutely miserable living inside of these trenches. You're in close quarters with all the guys, everybody's getting sick, everybody's cold, everybody's hungry, and then you've got these big ass rats that are the size of house cats running around, and these rats are carrying lice and fleas, and the lice and fleas are just making everything about life miserable. Here comes Stubby to kill all the rats. From here, the 20
War veteran and rat diminisher. Rat nightmare, whatever.
26th Infantry Division gets orders that they're going to be going and moving to a different section of the trench where they're going to be relieving the 1st Infantry Division, and they're going to do it under the cover of night, not wanting the enemy to know about their troop movements, what units are where, so on and so on. So that's what they do. They do everything at night. They try to be sneaky. First morning, they're there. The Germans have a big-ass sign hung up that says, "Welcome 26th Infantry Division." Obviously, the Germans know that they're there. Probably not a good thing, because the Germans probably assume that that means that these are fresh new recruits that haven't seen combat and aren't trained, and it's going to be an easy fight, so they're going to launch a massive offensive, which is exactly what they do, and it becomes to be known as the Battle of Sedge-Pré. During this battle, Stubby is doing exactly what Stubby does. He's alerting for incoming artillery. If he's not doing that, he's hanging out with wounded men, trying to improve morale. The accounts vary, but at some point during this battle, Stubby takes shrapnel in his chest and his leg, either from a German grenade or from artillery. He is then rushed to the rear to the aid station by his guys, and they try to give him to the doctor, and presumably the doctor's like, major battle going on, kind of busy, don't have time to deal with the fucking dog right now. Not realizing that, yeah, he sees a dog, but these guys don't see a dog, they see one of them. An altercation ensues, and ultimately, the doctor winds up taking care of the dog. Stubby winds up getting the shrapnel removed, his wounds cleaned, and spends a month recuperating, and then returns back to the front lines with his men. By July 18th, the Allied forces go on the offensive.
That is just crazy, dude. It's a dog soldier, literally. That is outrageous. That is crazy. Not just any. This is not just any dog. This is the dog. He's got the dog inside and outside in him.
It is no longer stand in the trench, wait for the enemy to bum rush you and shoot him down with a machine gun. It is now, we're getting out of the trench and we're advancing towards the enemy. The Germans are retreating, so they're trying to get back there, cut them off, capture as many Germans as possible. And the fighting is no longer in trenches, a lot of it's out in the open. And while the 26th Infantry guys are doing that, Stubby is right there by him and he figures out a new way that he can contribute. With the battle now out in the open, it's way more chaotic. If somebody gets wounded out on the battlefield and can't move, it's hard to get them a medic, to get them off the battlefield, to get medical care. So Stubby goes out and he finds wounded soldiers, knows where they are, and then takes off running, grabs the medics, and guides the medics back to wounded soldiers to get these guys off the battlefield. Seeing and presumably understanding that the Germans were hurting all of his homies, Sergeant Stubby grew to really not like the Germans, and when the battle wasn't raging and he wasn't saving his guys, he was being on guard duty helping escort German prisoners from point A to point B. Eventually, for the first time in his life, they actually had to put him on a leash while he did it because apparently, remember, Stubby knows how to march. He learned how to march with the boys back at Yale University. If the Germans weren't marching well enough, he would fucking bite them. Which, what an unfortunate...
That is a dog. That is a dog. Wow. Wow. That is cool. Honestly, that's a cool dog. Bro, he is one of the boys. He is. Bro, that is crazy. He was just like, yeah, you're not marching well enough. I'm gonna bite your ass.
Situation to be in, right? Like, you just got your ass kicked on the battlefield, you might be wounded, you just got captured by the enemy, now they're marching you along, and there's this dog being a drill sergeant that bites you if you don't march in cadence with all your other wounded buddies. And the normal human reaction to a dog biting you is to like hit it and get it away from you, but also it's the dog that belongs to all the dudes with guns that seemingly care a lot about this dog, so if I hit this dog, I'm probably gonna get shot. I guess you just gotta sit there and let the dog eat you. Anyways, he does that through the entire Allied offensive, and then eventually the 26th Infantry Division liberates a town called Chateau Thierry. While at Chateau Thierry, I would assume it's, you know, like you see in the movies, everybody's celebrating, they're drinking, they're partying, they're having a good time. The Americans showed up and liberated us, the Germans are gone, we're free again, hooray. And then the Germans decided to launch a gas attack, but Stubby was there to alert everybody and saved a ton of people in this town. And because of that, the women of Chateau Thierry made Stubby a jacket to thank him. And that is the jacket that you see him wearing in almost every picture. From here, Stubby and the 26th Infantry Division partake in the St. Michael.
That's just crazy, Poke. I think this dog would hate you. He would!
Offensive, and then they are in the Battle of the Meuse-Argonne, the last big battle of World War I. On September 26, 1918, the very first day of the Battle of the Meuse-Argonne, Stubby is going about his normal duties, doing Stubby stuff, when he notices a German. Now, to be fair, it's debated as to whether or not this German was in a German uniform or if he was in an Allied uniform, but everybody pretty much agrees this guy was a spy and Stubby found him. Personally, I like to think he was in an Allied uniform being extra sneaky, and Stubby just rolls up like, you don't smell like one of my boys.
You stink. You smell like beef and cheese. You don't smell like Santa.
At which point the German just knows he's cooked.
The dog is like, you don't smell like a baguette. You don't smell like hamburger. Get the fuck out of here. That's a German. Sauerkraut detected.
Stubby then proceeds to bark, alerting the rest of the guys to this intruder, biting him in the ass and wrestling him to the ground and holding him until his guys can come capture him.
I said, doggy, please don't bite me, dog. And I turned around to jump over the fence. The dog
Grab my ass!
For this, he receives an honorary battlefield promotion to sergeant, and his sergeant stripes are stitched onto his jacket that was given to him by the women of Chateau Thierry. But it gets better because on the Spy, they found an Iron Cross, which is like the highest medal that you can get in the German military at this point in time. And under the rules of fucking finders keepers, that is now Sergeant Stubby's Iron Cross, which he then had mounted on his jacket in the very appropriate location of right below his ass. From here, Stubby continues to serve with his guys all through the Battle of the Meuse-Argonne and all through the rest of World War I until Armistice Day, when it comes to an end. When it was all said and done, Sergeant Stubby had been in combat for 18 months straight. He helped in 17 battles and 4 major offensives. And after the war, Sergeant Stubby became a celebrity. He was America's goodest boy. He led parades.
Why did this chick look like Greta? Why did this chick look like Greta? What happened?
He met 3 presidents. He met General Pershing, the American general that led all of World War I for the American side. And General Pershing gave him a gold medal. And the rumor is Pershing also made his promotion to sergeant official, but there's no documents of that actually surviving. But let's face it, if General Blackjack Pershing looks at you and says, "You're a sergeant," you're a sergeant. I don't care if he signed the paperwork or not. Sergeant Stubby and Conroy basically travel the country on this enormous PR tour where he is given a ton of different medals and awards from different humane societies and military organizations, all of which get donned on his jacket. And after the PR tour, Sergeant Conroy takes him back home where he gets to live happily ever after until finally passing away at the age of 10 in 1926. I don't know a lot, but I do know it's a good thing for the enemy that Sergeant Stubby got a happy ending.
Good dog.
And now for my personal favorite, chips. So by World War II, as far as dogs goes, the American government...
Another dog. Let's see how this one is. Actually, hamburgers were invented in Russia and were popularized by Germans. Nah, the Russians don't deserve anything.
Had learned its lesson. Dogs are pretty fucking handy to have around and to give to the grunts, and they can do all kinds of stuff. So in World War II, they had a war dog program. Basically, the American government came out and just asked the civilian population for help. They're like, hey, we need dogs to go to war with. If you've got a good working dog that's like 1 or 2 years old, bring him in, get him checked out, and if he qualifies, you can donate him to the war effort. And one of the dogs that was volunteered for service was Chips, a collie husky German Shepherd mix. And he came from Pleasantville, New York, from the Wren family.
Whoa, there's a lot of stuff in there. Okay, yes, slime me out. I will remove you.
The Wren family had 2 young daughters and a brand new baby boy, John, and the 2-year-old Chips. And Chips was super protective of the kids. He was a great dog. He would also chase off the mailman every time he tried to deliver the mail. He was wound a little bit tight, but he was a puppy. He was everything the United States military was looking for. So the Wren family reluctantly offered him up for service. So in 1942, Chips gets sent off to Virginia to go through sentry dog training. Basically, he's going to be a guard dog for military bases overseas. He graduates from training, and then he gets assigned to a handler, a guy by the name of John Rowell. As far as being, a sentry dog, a guard dog on a military base, not really what goes down, because Chips and Private Rowell wind up getting attached to the 3rd Infantry Division as they're getting ready to make their amphibious landing into North Africa for Operation Torch. Yeah, Chips' first day on the job is to make an amphibious landing into combat in North Africa, literally the spearhead of the entire Allied forces. They make the amphibious landing, goes as good as it can. Obviously, the bullets and the explosions scare the shit out of him at first, but he gets used to it. They advance 300 yards inland, and then Private Rowell...
All right, he starts out... He starts out with less aura, okay? Guys, he starts out with less aura. So there's that, right? He starts out with less aura. So let's see how much aura he's gonna gain, right? Because Stubby has aura. Let's see this one.
Chips and the rest of their platoon gets pinned down by an enemy machine gun nest with 2 machine guns in it. It is at this moment that Chips decides that he's going to do some gangster shit. He rips the leash out of Private Rowell's hands and runs straight towards the machine gun nest.
Ready, guys?
Let's do this. Leroy Jenkins!
Oh my god, he just ran in.
Somehow he manages to not get shot, jumps into the enemy machine gun nest, and then within a couple of seconds, all of the machine gunning towards the men stops. So the men start advancing, and as they're advancing, they hear gunshots and screaming going off inside the machine gun nest, and then everything gets quiet, and everybody's like, shit, Chips just got killed.
Call an ambulance! Call an ambulance!
but not for me.
Couple seconds after that, the screaming resumes as they see Chips dragging an Italian machine gunner out by his neck. Private Rao calls Chips off before he kills this guy, and then 3 more soldiers walk out with their hands up and surrender. From here, they take the enemy soldiers prisoner, then
Never mind, he's got aura. Bro, they folded, right, machine guns, but they folded against the dog called Chips.
they go inside the machine gun nest to see what went down, and both machine guns are ripped off of their mounts. And Chips has burns on his face and mouth. Chips had went in there, fought 4 grown men, and ripped both the machine guns off their mounts so that the men could advance and get him. Despite being wounded, he stays in the fight all day long, and later that evening on the very same day, 10 Italian soldiers are planning on launching an ambush on his platoon, but Chips manages to spot him, alert his men, and they get captured and taken as prisoners as well. And that's just the first day. Chips and the rest of the 3rd Infantry Division fight all the way through Morocco and Algeria, and once they capture those 2 countries, there's a little bit of a lull in the battle, at which point the platoon leader for Chips's platoon nominates him for the Distinguished Service Cross, the 2nd highest medal in the United States military, second only to the Medal of Honor. This gets kicked up the chain of command to Major General Leon Truscott, and he's like, all right, I don't know if I can give a dog the Distinguished Service Cross. We're gonna give him a Silver Star, and he approves it, and Chips is awarded a Silver Star, not an honorary Silver Star, not a special award for dogs. Chips the dog is given a legitimate Silver Star. At which point, apparently General Eisenhower, you know, like the Allied Supreme Commander, the most important general for the Americans in World War II, wants to meet the only dog in American history that has a Silver Star, so he goes to meet Chips. And apparently nobody told Eisenhower that you're not supposed to try to pet sentry dogs because they're instructed to bite anybody that isn't their handler that tries to touch them. He nips Eisenhower on the hand. Luckily, Eisenhower's cool about it, and actually to this day at the Eisenhower Presidential Library, you can go there and schedule a time for your kids to take a 50-minute class on military working dogs that highlights Chips, and there's even a coloring page.
Never mind, this dog has insane aura. He's like, yep, gonna bite one of the most important people during World War II. I don't care. I am a dog. I am a World War hero. At this point.
And a section in the course that highlights that time that he bit the future president on the hand.
What are you drawing?
It's just a goodbye card, that's all. It's sweet.
After that, the United States military is getting ready for the Casablanca Conference, where FDR, Winston Churchill, Eisenhower, all the bigwigs are going to meet in Casablanca. They're going to have a meeting, figure out how the rest of the war is going to go. Obviously, security is going to need to be pretty tight. They're going to want their best guys and their best dogs on the job, and there's only one dog in American history that's got a fucking Silver Star, so Chips goes to Casablanca to guard the president and all the other bigwigs. That goes pretty good, and then after that, they get shipped off to Sicily, and while they're on the ship, they are on the ship with 4 other war dogs. 2 of them are boys, and 1 of them's a girl named Menno. Okay, you gotta remember, Chips, he's a dog, but more importantly, he's a grunt. This dog is an infantryman that has been reincarnated into a canine, I'm absolutely positive. He's looking around like, I mean, we're not fighting, and I can't open a beer. There's only one thing left to do.
Anyone keeping track of both of these dogs' feet? For now, the feats for Stubby are greater. Guess you could say he's got that dog in him. It's like you raise the gun to my head. Pull it. Pull the trigger. I know you'd want to. Regardless. Yep, this dog, right? So currently, right? I feel like Stubby's still the lead, but it might change, right? That might change.
You'll find on the so yeah, Menno gets pregnant, has 9 puppies, 5 of which become unit mascots, and the other 4 follow in their parents' paw prints and become military working dogs. And Chips officially becomes the reason that, at least for a period of time, all female working dogs have to be spayed before getting deployed. So Menno gets to take the rest of the war off. She's busy having kids. Chips, on the other hand, goes into combat in Sicily, where he fights in the Battle of Salerno. After that, he is officially awarded his Silver Star in the field, and all of the guys in his platoon are like, holy shit, that actually worked. We need to write him up for a Purple Heart too, because he got wounded getting burns on his mouth from those machine guns, so they also write him up for a Purple Heart. So the paperwork gets sent in, and some paper pusher at the award committee gets so butthurt at the notion that they wanted to give a dog a Purple Heart, he decides he's not just gonna deny it, he's also gonna write a letter.
Oh my god.
she's gonna have a bitch fit. Oh, better yet, I'm gonna write a letter.
So he writes a letter to FDR and the Department of War and basically throws a bitch fit that they gave this dog a silver star and now they want to give him a Purple Heart, and then leads a campaign to have Chips' silver star revoked. And unfortunately, he is successful. Chips is denied a Purple Heart, has his silver star revoked, and I think we'd all agree that this analyst from the award committee needs to find something better to do.
Send him into war! The female dog is gonna become a widow. Oh no, don't! Well, that's rude. That's rude!
With his fucking time. I mean, seriously, if you want to be a Karen about everything, go be a president at your local HOA. Why would you take time out of your day during World War II when you're in charge of giving out Purple Hearts to try to revoke a medal from a dog who bum rushed an enemy machine gun position? Oh, well, he's a dog and awards should only be given to people. Fuck you. You know who thinks he deserved that award? All the men that didn't die from machine gun fire that recommended he get the award. Okay, who gives a shit if Chips is a dog? He did some gangster shit. He performed an act of valor. He earned the award. Give him the award. Just because he's got 4 legs and fur doesn't change the fact he did the thing to get the reward. Give it to him. Okay, I understand it's probably very emasculating to have to go home after a long day of pushing papers around in the basement of the Pentagon and explain to your wife and her boyfriend that there's a dog over in Sicily that's got bigger balls than you, that's also accomplished more in 2 years of his life than you have in your entire life as a grown-ass man. But that's just the way it works out sometimes. Quit being a bitch. Also, I'm calm. Okay, so Chips winds up fighting in frontline combat up until December of 1943. By January of 1944, he is taken away from frontline combat, given a new handler, and sent on prison guard duty. While there, he gets the nickname the One-Man Guard Company because apparently he could keep 60 dudes in check all by himself. And Chips performs...
What can this dude not do? What can this dog not do? What can this dog not do? That's just what this is crazy. I have no words. What can these dogs not do?
That duty till the end of World War II, and before getting shipped back home to America, his platoon gives him an honorary theater ribbon with 8 battle stars for the 8 campaigns that he served in. Chips is then shipped back to Virginia, where he is given more training to help him readapt to civilian life, and then he is put on a train and shipped back to New York to the Wren family. The Wren family then meets the military escort at the train depot to pick up Chips, and little Johnny, who was only a baby when Chips was sent off to war, is now 4 years old. And can you imagine the excitement of a 4-year-old boy who has been told his entire life, you have a dog, buddy, but he's off at war fighting the bad guys right now, and he finally gets to come home and you meet him? I think I actually found a picture of it right here. So little Johnny, at least at this moment, is probably the happiest boy on the planet. In addition to getting Chips, they got all of his discharge paperwork, and with that paperwork was a letter from Chips' last handler while he was in the military, and it reads as follows, and I quote, "We had quite a few nights on the same cot or bed or whatever we could get. He's the best friend I've ever had. No one in the world has a better dog than you." Also worth noting, his discharge paperwork, like his official discharge paperwork, refers to him as Mr. Chips, which I think is hilarious. The clerk at the Pentagon took one look at this dog's service record and put some respect on his name, and I appreciate it. Also, I know it's probably not true, but I like to think they gave him a full rundown of everything Chips.
Okay, if Stubby and Chips were given a life together, they would destroy any group. It's like they would just nuke an entire infantry. Wow. Okay, I would say Stubby's feet are greater. Yeah. I would say his aura is bigger. His feet are greater.
Did while he was in the military. Mr. Wren's sitting there like, okay, buddy, let's see what you've been up to. Okay, day 1, dragged a grown man out of a machine gun position by his neck, forcing him to surrender. Okay, forced 3 more guys to surrender, suffered burns to his mouth after dismounting a machine gun by himself. Holy crap, this dog is awesome. Then proceeded to capture 10 more guys on the same day. Holy shit, honey, our dog is a superhero. For this, he was awarded the Silver Star, then had his Silver Star revoked, then he was the guard dog for FDR, then he bit General Eisenhower on the hand. What the fuck is happening right now? What did you do? Then on a boat to Sicily, he fathered 9 children and his former...
Genuinely though, what did they fucking feed this dog at that farm before they send him off, right? What the fuck did they feed this man?
The reason that all female working dogs have to get neutered. I don't... Sweetheart, Chips might be the man of the house now. I gotta... I'm gonna go mow the lawn. Wren family goes back home, Chips is home now, the family's reunited, and Chips is the best dog ever. And then one day, little Johnny, wanting to show off his war hero dog, decides to dress up in a little army uniform with a little belt and a little toy revolver and a hat, and he's strutting around town, and one of the neighbor kids comes running out of his house with a cap gun, pointing it at little Johnny right in front of Chips, pulling the trigger, and Chips sprints at this kid and rips the gun out of his hand, doesn't hurt the kid at all, just takes the gun away, scares the living shit out of this kid. He takes off crying, runs home to mom. The mom gets all pissed off saying that Chips is a dangerous animal, but there was never any other sign of aggression that Chips showed towards anybody, and all he did was take the gun away. The kid wasn't hurt. On another occasion, later that summer, the family goes out to the beach. Obviously, they're bringing Chips with. He's part of the family, and little Johnny gets swept up in the current and pulled out farther than he's comfortable. Nobody noticed except for Chips, and Chips went out there, dragged him back onto the beach by his swim trunks, saving Johnny. And Chips and the Wren family got to live happily ever after. Unfortunately, ever after didn't last long enough. 7 months after being reunited with the Wren family, Chips would pass away from kidney failure and be privately buried by the family. And that is the story of America's top dogs. Chips, the most decorated war dog in American history, and Sergeant Stubby, probably the most famous war dog in American history. Thank you for watching. Best way to support the channel is go buy some merch, maybe drink some Echelon, check out echelon.tv. Links for all that over at thefatelectrician.com. Quack bang, out.
Not fucking bad. Not bad. Both of these dogs are the definition of dat lore. That is crazy. Hi, London. How you doing? You doing well? That is crazy. So, these dogs have aura, right? This is dogs with aura. That's the only thing you could call this, right? This is dogs with aura. Wow, these guys are cool. These dogs are cool. So, Stubby, he saved more. Like, yeah, Stubby kept more people alive, right? He saved more people, right? And, right, he did some crazy shit. And Chips, well, he you know, pulled the Leroy Naggins and got rid of a bunch of machine guns, which is still pretty great. And budding future president. Well, is that a war crime? That an assassination attempt? Anyway, good doggos, true patriots. These dogs are more there's more patriotism in these dogs than there are in that there is in most people, which is kind of crazy, honestly. Poker is mean. I'm not mean. I'm a good boy. I don't know what you have. I'm not mean. I am not mean. I'm a nice guy. I think we're gonna do one last video. Right, I think, and then I have everything for today. Then I'll jump into the editing, get everything done up until tomorrow, and then gonna focus on studying for my exam. Taking place on Wednesday. Yay! I'm not excited. You abuse me? That's not the case. Last time I checked, that's not the case. Let's look at thickness. Or is that even something I want to watch?
But just because certain fat...
We're gonna... do we want to watch this? This is better. I'm gonna watch this one instead. This is better. I want to see fat people right now. I want to watch this one, Poker, but where's my third? That's, by the way, the third video. Study... exam. What are you studying? Education. It's gonna be a English exam, I suppose. It will be an English exam. Or do I want to watch this? Man, why is my video request in the chat? Because if you try to put in links, it gets nuked. That's the problem. So if you try to put in links, if you put in a link, it got nuked. Third is the right spelling. No, it's third. It is third. It is third. It's always been third. Or is there something interesting on Asmongold clips? Because I haven't had a video for this week yet. post? Let me see, actually. Is there something? Did he post like a ridiculous clip? Because that is more, these are more fun. These are more fun. Let me see. Oh, actually, yeah, I can show you this. Actually, I want to watch this one. I actually want to watch this one. No, you have to be a mod to put links. Exactly, you can't put in links because you have to be a mod. I actually want to watch this one instead. We're going to do this one last Asmongold clip, and then I will start going to work. Doing the work for the entire week. Because I want to show you this, guys. Because it is ridiculous. That's why I want to show you this. And the original clip is almost not findable. So we're going to look at this. Also, you get spoiled already. 4 of the uploads that I will do this week are Croc Rock uploads. Right? No, 5 uploads. Silence. You got no reason. You got nothing to complain about, actually. You walking meter. Right, Croc Rock is about 1 meter. You're a walking meter. With an insane hip circumference. With chunky thighs per Gala video request. You can request it now, but I'm not going to watch it now. This will be the last one for the day. No, you're lying. So the movie video, the fresh video, the 2 John Wolfie videos, and the law video. That's all. Those are the 5 videos. Yeah, I wouldn't watch this either way because I would get punished. I don't like divine punishment, right? Divinity is not particularly cool. I do not enjoy this. I do not enjoy dying. Right? Dying is not cool. Dying is not cool, and I like to live. Anyway, right? My request is TikTok is stealing money from its creators. Ooh, let me see. I can add that one. We can do that next time. Right? Because that actually sounds really, really interesting. Wait, fun fact, YouTube does the same. Fun fact. If you get demonetized from YouTube for the next reaction tip, yep, I can put that in there. From which creator, by the way? I need to know that. I need to know that from who? Is it August the Duck? Let me see. Let me see. Does something come up? Oh, I found Tan Man. Okay, never mind. That works. Okay, I have this. I found it. No problem. No biggie. No biggie. I found it. I have found it. No problem. Ooh, that's fun. We're gonna look at this for next time. Anyway. We all know the current state of the UK. Here is more of the current state of the UK. Everyone needs to see this. And indeed, everyone needs to see this. But Asmongold clips, right? Couldn't find the original. Tried to find the original. Don't know where it was. We're gonna look at this. Also, please consider liking and subscribing. I appreciate it. We got essentially almost another Henry Nowak, but this time the guy is alive. But yeah, we're gonna look at this. This is gonna be. The UK is lost. The UK is lost.
We would ask that footage is not shared further to allow the legal process to take its course. Insane clip from the UK. Police are arresting someone who got assaulted. What the hell?
Yes. They arrested the victim. Just like for Henry, they did the exact thing again. They arrested the victim. You need to see this shit, right? They arrested the victim again, right? Great Britistan is back at it again, right? It is crazy. Looking gaming, I will. My steel cart power. Wow, going into the Undying Queen fight. Not bad. Not bad. You fucking nerd, Shadow Eclipse, you nerd. Can't wait to start Digimon Time Strangers tomorrow, the demo. Yay, we're gonna grind like crazy.
3 blacks attack a drunk white kid in Birmingham. The female police officer comes in to protect the violent blacks and arrests the white kid. Absolutely disgusting the way white people are treated in England.
Imagine you're being treated. Imagine you're the native of a country and being treated like a second-class citizen. Isn't that crazy? By the way, we've had this recently. The violence against young white men has been going crazy, right? We had Louis in France. We had another 14-year-old in Germany. Well, we had this recently. We had Henry. We had all of these people getting oh, we had recently a Christian man being beaten by Muslim immigrants. Young man, because they ask him his religion and they beat the shit out of it for it. By the way, we are in trying times. There is a crusade on the rise. I feel at this point, the leading that irreversible damage to people's brain before it was banned. So it would seem.
Okay, well, let's see the original video.
In his defense, he probably thought you were one of the attackers.
Right.
Oh my god. And punch it.
Oi, 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 oi. Gee. Do not fucking punch him right. I'm trying to move that way. Put your hands behind your back. I'm trying to move that way, bro. What? You just fucking punched him in the face.
So they started punching him, right? First of all, absolute barbarians. For no reason, mind you. For no reason, right? He wasn't, right? He didn't put any hands on it, nothing. They attack him. They physically attack him, right? And then the police proceeds to attack the white boy. For no reason.
Why are they trying to restrain him?
I want to go home, bro. Put your arms straight. Please, please. I'm trying
Oh my god. This is disgraceful.
Please, I'm trying to go home.
You're under arrest for assault on police.
You're gonna walk the fucking car, you dick. Oh, bro, please. How did you know? Get in the car.
Assault on police. Okay, let's go back a little bit, okay? Let's play this again. Alright. So here they already start acting insane, right? Aggressive, all that stuff, right?
Oh my god.
Boy gets physically assaulted by the other dude, right?
And punch it.
Gets attacked again while on the floor. She comes in, mind you. She comes in. Physically violent first, right? If anything, this actually her assaulting him, right? This is essentially what you would technically consider police violence at this point, right? This is essentially police violence, what's happening here. She comes running in and smashes him against the garage or whatever this is, right? That's the next thing, right? And then, right, because first of all, he has no time to react to this, right? He has no time to react to this. He does not know, probably, he's drunk, right? According to the headline here, right? He's drunk. He's been, first he has been pushed to the ground. Then he gets punched while he's on the floor. Then he gets up again, and she runs in like a absolute violent psychopath. Another reason why I don't think women should be in the working anything in the police. Anyway, she comes running in and attacks him. And of course, he does not know what's going on. He can't react to it, right? It could be another one of these morons, right? So of course he's gonna push her away with the aggression that she comes running in.
I'm trying to move that way. Put your hands behind your back. I'm trying to move that way, bro. What? You just fucking punched me in the face. My nan's actually.
Why are they trying to restrain him?
I want to go home, bro. Put your arms straight. Please, please. I'm trying
Oh my god. This is disgraceful.
Please, I'm trying to go home.
You're under arrest for assault on police.
You're gonna walk the fucking car, you dick. Oh, bro, please.
The person arresting him. Remember that the Democrat rejected the idea of ICE agents having body cams. Who would have guessed? And from what it seems like, this is not a police body cam. So there's that. Hey, just got here. What's going on? White boy gets arrested after getting attacked by violent non-whites. The victim gets arrested right here. Right, he's the victim. What basically happened? He got attacked, pushed to the ground, punched while he's on the ground, got up, and then one of these mentally ill ladies that work for the police for some reason came running in, pushing him against the garage, and now they're arresting him for assaulting police while the police was assaulting him. That's where we are now.
Get in the car! In the fucking car!
They're not even talking to the people that attacked him?
Someone clotheslined him, and then someone hit him from behind, and that's when you went in. And all I can say in his defence, he probably thought you were one of the attackers at that moment.
Okay, so somebody's assaulted him first. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
You saw it. You watched it.
This entire situation is built on retardation. If your first reaction to a white guy laying on the ground and getting up again is that he must be the assaulter because the only reason can be because he's white. Not only are you're a racist, essentially, you're also abusing your power. Straight up. It doesn't make sense, and it never has, right? He gets assaulted, she tackles him. It doesn't make sense.
Look, so the police are they're right there. There's the police car. It's right in the frame. And
never mind, this is body cam footage. At least we have it.
You can see very clearly all of these people are antagonizing this one person. And you can see he's not hitting anybody. He's not doing anything. Then this guy's going to go and hit him. He's going to clothesline him. Look at that. See? And then this dude punches him in the back of the head. Yeah, he doesn't even hardly know. It was like 1 second. And then they're grabbing his throat. Yeah, she grabbed him and he didn't even see her. He instantly stops when he realizes that's the main thing. Yeah, he stopped immediately. He's not doing anything. I mean, if he was really trying to fight her or do something, he would have continued fighting back, but he's not doing that. Police stopped.
Well, he got arrested regardless now. Hello, welcome to the club of mistreated white people by the UK police because, you know, arresting anybody that's not white is racism. Of course. Yeah, we're fucked. This country's definitely fucked. There's no way to get around this.
This is enraging me. Yeah, I don't know how many more of these we're gonna have to deal with before people have any sense of self-respect. Throwing him inside of the car. Do you think they would have treated a migrant like this? I've never seen...
No, they wouldn't, and they would have probably let him go.
A single video of a police officer in Britain.
Because the fear is there that if they would have done this right, they would have probably been blasted on the internet for police violence and racism. That's why they're not doing it. We all know this because the UK got cucked. And to be fair, most of Europe has been cucked.
Treating a migrant like this. So, and then this is also, so this is the response. We're aware of the footage of their man showing a disorder on Broad Street. Officers found a group of men fighting. As the incident was dealt with,
a group of men fighting a single man.
Officer was punched. One man was arrested and charged with assaulting a police officer. The description is false. One man was surrounded by multiple others. The man was assaulted and thrown to the ground. While on the ground, he was punched in the head. While getting up, a police officer threw him against the wall while his assailants were allowed to flee. The incident has been reviewed, and we have no concerns over the officer's actions, and we are satisfied that they were reasonable and proportionate in the circumstances.
They're literally telling you. Listen to them when they tell you. They're literally out there saying they're satisfied with an innocent person getting arrested with the outcome. Would ask that footage no further be shared to allow the legal... Nope. Share it. Share it. Share it across the world. Show the people what is going on. Why did they grab him? That we do not know. Everyone's still complaining about slavery. Just made white people did it better. All the crazy work. Now this got to be rage bait. This is not rage bait. This is the real Birmingham police Twitter account. This is a real police. They literally saying arresting victims is satisfactory. They are literally saying that. This isn't the first time. It's not the last time. Right? Remember Henry, right? When that happened, man was bleeding out on the floor while stabbed, saying he can't breathe, dying, because the police was like, yeah, nah, you're not the victim here, dude. Because the aggressor said that he was racist. In other words, even if he was racist, racist means death in these times.
But ask that footage is not shared further to allow the legal process to take its course. We are at the stage of openly admitting arresting.
You're fucked if you have 406 quote tweets and 39 likes.
Arresting the victim is satisfactory. If the footage absolves you, then why don't you want it shared? You watched one lad get violently attacked by a group and decided to arrest the guy being attacked. In his defense, he stood up swinging and instantly stopped as soon as he realized who was grabbing him. He probably didn't think in a million years he was in the process of being arrested. This dude gets punched in the face and the police rush in to arrest him.
Pretty much. Right? Right? This is what we currently live in. Remember, this is probably one of the more famous incidents in recent times, right? In Germany, right? Violent extremist Muslim stabs Islam critic. Fun fact, the Islam critic got arrested. Not the guy stabbing. The Islam critic got arrested. And the policeman that tried to arrest the Islam critic got stabbed and died. Yeah, I'm not kidding. This man got stabbed. Because they are so scared here of being called racist that they would rather die than be called that. We live in trying times, but yeah, that was one of the more recent things. There was also another comedian who got stabbed recently as well. It's just pissing me off. This is outrageous. This should not be happening. Your people should naturally come first, but what do I know? What do I know? What do I know? Regardless, it is crazy. Yeah, I don't know what. This will not be the last time, right? We'll see plenty more, right? For the UK, we see plenty more, right? Because they've been essentially invaded. It's over. The UK is over. They're not the United Kingdom. They're also not Great Britain anymore. There's nothing great about this country. Anyway, wonderful, great, awesome. Another one to the list. Well, that's unfortunate. Anyways, that's a crazy thumbnail, mind you. Anyway, guys, I will end here today already, right? Because I have an exam and I want to study for that, so I need to get all the videos edited, and then I could focus on that, and then we have to do it again and again, and then I'll have summer break. Yay! Wonderful, right? So yeah, yoinked over here, and then yeah, guys, I will end here. Have a good day or night. Don't get arrested by your own police. Innocently, I suppose. But when you leave, we cease to exist. Wait, right, I'm schizophrenic, I forgot. Good luck on your exam. Thank you. Well, I'm gonna have it on Wednesday, so like there's that. I just need to get all the work done up until then. But yeah, take care, guys. Bye-bye. And I've been called schizophrenic now. Fuck. Take care, guys. Bye-bye.